Testing, testing. 1, 2, 3. We're gonna stream here today. Ranking stream. Been a while since the last ranking stream. But I wasn't looking to set up my Nintendo Switch and play today on stream. And after yesterday's horse game gambling, I was running too hot. I was going crazy yesterday in the horse game. So you have to take a day to cool off, alright? If you gamble 2 days in a row, you could have catastrophic catastrophes going down. So we're here today. A little ranking stream. I had this idea. I had to put this whole I had to put all these images together myself, so I hope you guys are proud of me. We're gonna rank every single ban ever. I found out they only started banning shit in Gen 4. Like as in like testing or like a council decision. In Gen 1 through 3, where they had like Mew and Mewtwo and all that banned from Gen 1. That was just like an inherent ban, you know what I mean? It was like, it's not like they ever played with it to begin with, but we're gonna rank every single ban ever that happened. Even bans like Deoxys A and, you know. Oh, I forgot Shaman Sky on this. Oh my goodness, hold up. I gotta add Shaman Sky. Wait, give me a second. I knew I forgot something. Nah, good thing I caught it. How can I forget Shaman Sky? That shit's extremely cheap. It's like, that might be like the cheapest thing ever, actually. But how's everybody doing? How are we enjoying this fine Wednesday? It's a Wednesday, I'm on. Is there really much else to say? Always be grateful for your Wednesdays, as I try to tell you guys. What are we on today, ladies and gentlemen? Will this be a YouTube video too? Well, it'll be a VOD, so you'll be able to, but we'll see. Shout out Omega Sization for 9 months. This could end up being a video. I'd have to get it edited down a little bit though, because the stream, there's usually a lot of downtime and whatnot. But yeah, all my YouTube, all my stream VODs, they're saved in the live tab, so they basically become videos after the fact. Which is why I like doing stuff like this, because it ends up being a video regardless of my live tab. Shout out February for 35 months, damn near 3 years. Nah, you the GOAT. Thank you, gang. Appreciate you tapping in. Okay, let me add the image real quick. You guys like the template cover? Shit's pretty shy, right? I know, thank you. You don't have to tell me. I know I cooked. Alright, give me a second. But this will be fun, because there's definitely some nasty bans from the past that were just like ridiculous shit. Okay, but yeah, we're gonna try and rank every single mon that was banned, even mons that were like demonically broken in Generation 5. Like Shaman was a 100% ban, I believe when Shaman got suspect tested, 50 ban votes and 0 no bans, or 0 unbans, which is crazy. You guys know Deoxys attack was 50 and 2. We need to find out who the fuck were those 2 people in 2010 that were like, you know what? Fuck y'all. Deoxys attack should be an OU. We need to give them a lobotomy because they're crazy. Shout out to LeBron James. Oh my god, I'm a huge fan of you, LeBron. Thank you so much for joining. Thank you so much, LeBron. Laura Benjarms. Oh, that's insane. You know, people always ask, yo, does the agency really have pull like that? Yeah? Do you not see NBA legend LeBron James right there? Get right. Shout out to No Limit Tyler subscribing with Prime. Shout out to everybody who be subscribing to me on Twitch. I'll be dual streaming now. Go ahead and use your Prime on me, and then use that to join the agency server. That's where we need to see y'all in. But this will be fun. Let me ask the chat real quick, even though I should wait for more people to pull up. How many of you guys were here for some of these original bans? Were any of you playing in Generation 6? Generation 5, it might be a stretch at this point, since Generation 5 was fucking 12, 13 years ago when it ended, but how many of you guys were here for Generation 6 and Generation 5 when Pokemon were getting banned? I started in Generation 5. I started in the last year of Gen 5. Shout out to Bren Patrick. Shout out to you, gang. Shout out to everybody membering up. Like I said, if you joining the agency today, I'm gonna need you to connect your account with your Discord so you can join the agency Discord. I'm trying to see all y'all in there. Also, merch is coming first week of June, so mark your calendars. I keep getting asked, when is merch about to return? I'm telling you, Merch is coming back in June. We're having our amazing heavyweight tees and shorts collection. We're doing a reloaded campaign of the old Beach Club Wish You Were Here drop, but we're going to be doing a few changes to it. But I'll show you guys a little leak of what it... Well, this is what it was 3 years ago. It's going to be a little bit different than this, but this campaign, this was one of our best campaigns. You guys loved this. We're coming back. We got the tote bags, we got the shirts, the shorts, the hats. I know the quality is a little bit scuffed here because I'm only opening this up in my internet browser, but this is just a teaser, all right? It's going to be a little bit different than what you see, but for those of you who were there for 2023 summer, you know that was one of the most insane collab. I mean, one of the most insane drops we had, so get ready for that. It's been more than a year since we last dropped merch, so you already know this is going to be that real quality, all right? Need me a Legends Beach Club umbrella? You want your Mary Poppins shit. Alright, let's rank these moms. We got a lot to talk about. Shout out to my guy, Nick. I think I knew about Showdown Gen 5, though, because I remember being 10 years old arguing why we couldn't just ban Speed Boost instead of full Blaziken ban. Yo, deadass. Nick, I have like a similar memory about Speed Boost Blaziken. I wasn't arguing to ban it. You're shiest for that. Not you're shiest for being 10 years old and still having more sense than the Greater Smogon Counseling group that, you know, never allows conflicts bans. But to be 10 years old and better at tiering policy than the site itself, that brother's Mensa. He's in Mensa. I remember on my Generation 5 game, going on the GTS, and you could put like a little message of using like the phrases they have, and my phrases literally said looking for Speed Boost Blaziken, because that's all I wanted as a kid. Like, I knew that was the GOAT. Everybody knew Speed Boost Blaziken was the GOAT, back in when Gen 5 was main gen. LeBron sold my parlay yesterday. Will there be a merch tour so I can win again? Yes. Of course we're going to have merch tours when the merch drops in June. So I better see all y'all in there. We'll have some crazy tours. It's been a minute since I did a ZA tour. I mean, now we have Champs, but Champs OU tour is definitely not as shiest as ZA tours. Let that be something to keep y'all with. Don't be sad that the ZA tours ended. Be so happy that they happened. Because the ZA tours was... It was special. It was special. No, but I'll do more tours. You know what? Maybe we should try like Nat decks with the new megas dropped in. I deadass went 0 and 40 in ZA tours. Yeah, but you learned 40 times. Boom. ZA tour, the greatest accomplishment of my career. Now you're shiest. Bring back ZA tours with current abilities. I guess you're right. We do know the actual abilities now, so it could be fun. Also, if everybody's watching right now, I'm gonna need y'all to like the stream. We need at least 777 likes on this stream. So even if you're watching this as a VOD in the future, make sure you invest your like right now, because when we hit 777, it's over. You should have been there. Okay, let's start. So first off, we have Annihilate. Now, Annihilate is one of those, you know what? True, you know, let me change this. True 50-50 ban. Complex ban saves it. We'll do this. Yeah, I like this more. Because some of these Pokemon are only broken because of like a very small thing. And for this mon, it would be the fact that it has Rage Fist. If this didn't have Rage Fist, Blood's homeless. So you can't say the same for other Pokemon. Like Chien-Pao is broken as a complete package. Iron Bundle's broken as a complete package. So do we agree with having this as the middle? Or should I just keep it at true 50-50? In which case I would put Annihilate up here, because that shit was broken as hell. But without Rage Fist, this guy's kind of a, you know, this guy's kind of a bum. Problem is when he turns into Suicune with Rage Fist. Exactly. When folks were leading off with this in Terra Watering, it was like, bruh, don't do that. Shout out my guy 36, the Blue Note in the chat. One of the strongest competitive soldiers still standing. Not broken with reasonable complex ban. You know what? I like that. That's smarter than what I said. Anyways, we're gonna put this guy here because this is a clear case of... Oh, also let me see. Oh, I can't have the chat on the screen? That's annoying. Damn, where's the chat on the screen? Whatever. I'll figure that out for next stream. That's annoying though. He's probably only good in VGC. Shout out to Ariadne, 41 months. Legendary status. Happy Agency Wednesday. The investors are glad Skyman was caught late. True enemy of all humanity. My insane take is Genesect was broken, but I miss it. That's not even too insane. I'm on the same wavelength as you. Genesect, I love you and miss you. Why do you always have to terrorize metagames? Genesect was putting in numbers in ZA Tour though. And literally every single one was Scarf. We couldn't even run E-Speed. That shit was still putting in work. But it didn't have like overwhelming usage. Like Genesect had very regular usage in the ZA Tours as a whole, which goes to show that the power creep went up a lot. We need to bring Genesect back. They're playing. Shout out to Velo and Victini. Good luck to all agents taking finals, graduating in 2 weeks. Afterwards, test, it's time to terrorize the ladder. Free Volk till it's backwards. Free Volk till it's backwards. I will be getting suspect test Rex, and I will be unbanning Volk. Unban Volk for metagame health, alright? Go in there, go. But I'm gonna tell you this, the Rex are gonna take you a while. I used to always get Rex going 30-0 or like 29-1. Now Rex, you have to have at least 1750 GXC, so it's probably gonna take you like 50 games. That being said, put in that work. Put in that work. We bringing Volk back, and then we bringing Roaring Moon back, alright? Reggie Alecki got unbanned, he homeless as shit. Who the hell is Reggie Alecki? We don't even know that guy. Shout out to Don's IOD for the 2 months. We really just need to burn Rage Fist, please, IDK, about Primeape, he's a bum. The fact that they banned Annihilate to preserve Primeape, nah, that's some base 5 IQ decisions. I'm not gonna play with you. That was crazy. Is Landorus OU with Sand Force? Yes. If Landorus did not have Sheer Force, that shit would not be OP. But unfortunately, it does have 500 special attack with Sheer Force. Shout out to Zargeese. Volk is still him. My boy just sent me a team with Life Orb Overheat Volk in the sun. I'm gonna record with that after the stream. Shout out Noobish. My hot take, unban Blood Moon. Ting Poo is everywhere now. If we have Terra Volk, please. No, Blood Moon does not need to return. Chat, is he crazy? Yo, we don't want Blood Moon back. We need to kill Blood Moon, actually. We are bringing Volk back. I have not played a game of OU since Gen 6. Bro, if you haven't played a game since Gen 6, then you know how cancerous Volk was back then. I'm of the opinion that Volk was even more crazy in both Generation 6 and Generation 7 than it is in Gen 9, which I know is crazy because, like, whatever, Terra Blast shenanigans piss people off, but yo, I used to always say Volk is a piece of shit, especially in Gen 6. I used to get whooped by that shit, and I used to always rage. I used to rage if people would bring Volk versus me. Shit is so fucking lame. And then Gen 7, it clicks Quiver Dance, and then Fiery MZ or Bug Any MZ. Are you ranking National Dex or every Gen metagame? National Dex is not part of this. This is just, like, if you see a Mon, it'll be synchronized with the generation that it got banned in. So, like, Mega Metagross is here. This would be Mega Metagross in Generation 7. Or, like, Mega Immense, which was banned in Gen 6 after being legal for 2 weeks. So, we'll see. We'll see. Stop the yap. Go rank, bro. Oh, yeah, sorry. Let me dance for you. All right. Archelodon is another true 50-50, but I'm not even gonna lie, I don't even think this shit is that broken. First off, this thing was only banned because of Rain, and Rain was never that good. Even when it got banned, Rain was not putting up, like, overwhelming win rates. This was a pretty weird ban to me, if we're being honest. You're forced to run Rain, and Rain sucks, so... I mean, look at Sun. You're telling me Sun is not more broken than Rain? Sun is disgusting. This was definitely like a pretty rushed ban. Shout out to LeBron James. Blunder, I love you. You're like the competitive singles version of me, the GOAT. Oh my god, I just dropped to my knees at the Shake Shack. LeBron James. We got that connection. Y'all could never. You guys saw that clip of LeBron James saying, I don't have no money. I only got a couple thousand in the bank. Everything I get is gifts. I'm trying to be just like that. Didn't Tyrants load like 5 SV Reigns? That's because we were always one step ahead of the noobs. And this was also 2024 though. Actually, no, we did it last year too. Yeah, but Tyrants are always one step ahead of the noobs. That being said, Rain's not that crazy. It's good in a best of one fish pick situation, but there's a reason you never see no Shiest Rain team, like, with consistency. The bridge moving like it got 700 BST in VGC too. Good luck getting rid of my +6 defense, +6 special attack Electroshot Demon. I was just doing a video with Justin Tang for his channel when we were on Champions rank, and we were running this Baton Pass Espathra team, which like, I think won like some global championship. And yo, we were just baton passing to Arch over and over and over again. And yo, we were going dumb. We were going dumb. Espathra, shoot that guy. Shout out Amplified, 41 months. So many OGs in here who have been members of the agency since I started streaming. Keep up the yap, make that goofy wait. We're putting Arch here because I would literally put Arch here, to be honest with you. I literally don't think Arch is even broken. Like, I think this was extremely rushed. Arch out of rain is not good as well. I'll never forget I played against some guy and I was shitting bricks at the thought of Arch sweeping me. And then you know what his Arch was? That shit was like Rocky Helmet, Dragon Tail, T-Wave in grassy terrain. And I was like, alright, bruh. You got some weak shit. Baton Pass. Bruh. If you weren't here for Baton Pass, you might never understand how rage bait this shit was. You guys know Baton Pass got banned because I got swept by Baton Pass in Game 3 of the biggest OU tournament finals. It was the official Smogon tournament finals. I got swept Game 3 by full Baton Pass, and they banned it shortly after because they're like, no way this shit just won a tournament. So I guess I had to be the sacrificial lamb. But you know what? It is what it is, and it was what it was. And that's life. This shit, I think Dennis Pass is why it was banned. Dennis Pass was nasty. Dennis Pass was the first ban because he had full pass. And this is like a real OG shit if you guys were here for Gen 6. But this guy, Dennis, he's the creator of the full Baton Pass. Like, the shit had Mr. Mime and Smeargle and shit. This guy was #1 on the ladder for a year straight. He was yeah. But that's not why I got banned. It got fully banned after, because what I lost to, it was just Scolipede into Espeon. But they had to get rid of the move itself. And even then, even after that, they tried it again in Generation 7, but it wasn't enough. Nah, that guy was literally John Baton Pass. That's literally who he was. This guy named Dennis. Super OG. But he was shiced. If he was your friend, like, and he was pretty cool. If he was your friend, he would draw you on the ladder. Because dudes would go for #1 all the time on the ladder. The ladder used to be super competitive and super played. And I remember people would be on on a grind trying to get #1, and they'd run into this guy and they'd be like, "Fuck my life, I get 6-0'd by Baton Pass." But if he was homies with you, he'd be like, "Don't worry, gang, you can draw me." And it's like, "Thank you, bro. Thank you for sparing me, bro." Anyways, Baton Pass. This shit is evil. Where's the Tang video at? I don't know if he's gonna post it today. Maybe he'll post it today or tomorrow. We literally just recorded it like an hour and a half ago. But I have a video going up on my channel today, VGC, with Justin and Lorcy, and that shit's extremely funny, so I think you guys will enjoy. We use the Ariados team. Alright, Bax. I'm not gonna lie, bro. Bax is cancer. Like Bax was one of the most egregious Gen 9 Pokemon. Like, I would much rather play with Volk, Roaring Moon, all them shits than have to deal with a Terra Ground Bax. Or a Terra Fairy Bax. Bax was really like... Nah, Bax was disgusting. 2016 Smogon truly feels like the 70s NBA. It's crazy, right? Because the one consistent thing with Pokemon throughout the years is there's always some shice players. Like, the playing doesn't change much. There's always, like, very strong players. But the environment we played in was absolutely disgusting. Like, I remember when Sleep got banned in Generation 9. Sleep got banned at the end of 2023. And I remember going, oh my god, how could they ban... Or was it end of 2024? I don't remember. The point is, when Sleep got banned, I was pretty butthurt. I was like, dude, bring back Sleep. Sleep is shiced. Dude, Sleep is not shiced. Sleep is fucking cancer. Like, but I remember when it got banned, I was like, no! No! No, bruh. Can't find anything about Dennis on YouTube. Could be a cook for you, FSG, Jimothy. I don't really make those types of info vids on, like... But yeah, I'd probably be the most qualified to make a video from it, because I was like actually there playing the dude. No, he was shice though. He was shice though. That guy was the Baton Pass demon. Maybe I could do it. I mean, Baton Pass just doesn't exist anymore, so it doesn't really like cross my mind. But you're right, there was a time when Baton Pass was like evil. BKC would be a good guy to do that video, because he was also there around that time. And definitely like part of the competitive Pokemon scene at that time, as he always was. Anyways, I'm putting this shit here as most broken of its gen. I don't think I can be convinced otherwise for this Pokemon. This shit is a cancer. to competitive Pokemon. No, Baton Pass was something else. Like, I remember bringing Baton Pass to a tournament one time to prove a point. It was a live tournament, and I brought it every single game. I brought it 8 games in a row. And finally, I lost in the finals because it was a round robin finals. So we had to reset the bracket a couple times because round robin is 3 guys playing. So somebody has to beat both opponents. But me and the other 2 guys that were in the finals, we all kept breaking even. So it got reset 3 times. Finally, the guy who won counter-teamed the fuck out of me. He had like Roar and Perish Song and all this other shit. But it just goes to show that even if you know somebody's bringing Baton Pass, it's very hard to have a consistent way of dealing with it. No, Baton Pass was disgusting. That shit used to fucking Baton Pass into Magearna and you'd lose. Nasty stuff. Nasty stuff. Okay. Bundle's very broken on most days. I mean, it's definitely broken because the shit only needs its stab moves. Hydro, Freeze Dry, Ice Beam. Wasn't Bax UU for a bit. That's what you see. That's how you get interesting point to bring up, because we talk about how, damn, how could we have played with all that Baton Pass bullshit in Generation 6 or whatever. But think about it. Even when Gen 9 came out, nobody was using Bax for a couple of months. So there's always things that go under the radar. This shit got banned in like 5 days, so it's not even a big enough sample size. I guess that shit's like the same way. I guess that shit's like here. Some of these Pokemon need to be tried again. Nah, Bax was crazy. Bax was actually crazy. Chien-Pao. What's Chien-Pao's speed? 135, correct? And Bundle's 136. They really trolled with the speed tiers. Nah, Game Freak is pretty shiced for the way they designed Paradox Pokemon. I love Paradoxes. Like that was like an extreme cook up by them. Like I'm very pleased with Paradox Pokemon as a whole. Shit's fun as balls. Pow also smoking Bax, smoking on Bax. If you don't have Hail Up, Bax getting fried by that Sacred Sword. Bro, they have extremely funny moves on Chien-Pao. Like, Chien-Pao learns Recover. I remember CTC giving me a team with SD Recover Chen, and I'm like, dude, take this shit off. And he's like, no, it's too shiced when you predict the switch and recover. I'm like, bitch, if I'm predicting the switch, I'm clicking SD. Alright, I don't need HP back. I need 1000 attack. Every ban, you've gone crazy. Nah, trust me, there's not like that many bans. Like, there's only like 50 here. Thank God these dudes didn't give Tinglu Recover. I have a question for the chat. If we think about all competitive trios and competitive quartets and all that shit, is the Ruinous Quartet the strongest legendary group? Because, like, some folks will say the legendary birds, but the legendary birds are carried by Zapdos. And Moltres is only good in Gen 9. And Articuno fucking sucks. So, there's that, or there's the Genies, where Thund and Landorus were both banned from Gen 5. Tapus? But none of the Tapus got banned. How can you guys say the Tapus? None of the Tapus ever got banned. We have two of the Ruinous guys that got banned, and one of them that's top 5. So maybe Genie's in their prime. But Genie's... Thund fell off pretty quickly. Thund was not real after Generation 6. Nah, Groudon, Kyogre, and Ray walk 'em down, Quaza. Yeah, I mean, fuck. I'm not talking about the Ubers ones, though. I think Ruinous guys are better, though. Like I'm telling you, I played all these metagames. Ruinous guys are nasty work. You're forgetting about Chen? I'm not forgetting about Chen. Chen is ass, but the other 3 are so shiced that it elevates, bro. But Lando Eye and Thunderous Eye, they were moving like Lethal Weapon back in Generation 5. Shout out my guy Matthew. I got drafted to my first proper PL and UPL. Good luck, G. Get some good games in there. What do they be running in NU right now? You better pull up with that slow bro G. What about the new Gen 2 trio Walking Wake guys? Okay, if we count Raging Bolt, Gouging Fire, and Walking Wake as a new trio, those dudes are fucking crazy. Those are up there as well. Also, Terrakion and Keldeo are a fantastic combination, but the other 2 are so shit that the The horses take a loss. If Virizion and Cobalion weren't so fucking terrible, there's definitely something there for Tarak and Keldeo, but Ruination guys are just, they're so fucking OP. Tarak fell off very quickly. Tarak was only mediocre in Gen 6, and then after Gen 6, Tarak is like, who the fuck is Tarak? Gouge is missing from the list? Oh, you're right. I am missing Gouge. I am missing Gouge, aren't I? Okay, I'll add Gouge at the end. Thank you for that, by the way. I'll add Gouge to the list when we're at the end of this, because I don't want to refresh this. But thank you for that. The 3 dogs got to be the worst ones. The dogs are buns, bro. Entei. Yo. If the most shice dog is one that clicks sub protect scald, bruh. Reggies are the worst. It's actually crazy how bad Reggies are, considering there's 6 of those boys. Reggies were only doing their thing in Gen 3. In Gen 3, you'd be feeling like the man. Regice, Registeel, Regirock, it don't matter. They be putting in that work. Alright, anyways. That was just some food for thought. Chen was on demon time. Put Chen up here. There's no defense for Chen. Like, you could put Bax here, to be honest, because these two are a step above. Like Bax, you could, like, there might be some truthers out there that are like, Bax, like, dude, you know, Bax has to run an item or whatever, it's weak to rocks. Like, there's definitely some Bax truthers. Like, I bet you CTC and Lax want Bax unbanned. Those guys are agents of chaos. But these, the first two, Bundle and Chien-Pao, these are disgusting Pokemon, especially Chien-Pao. I remember watching some of the early Smogon Premier League games that the first year of this generation, and people were just running Banded Chen, not a care in the world. I remember Rotom Wash coming in on Crunch, taking 80% with Fizdef, and I was like, alright, cool, man. This is balanced. Totally, bro. Chen was so busted it made us think Bex was a UU Mon. Yeah. Alright, this. Shedtail took a long time to get banned. This was probably the greatest tiering mistake of the generation, to allow Baton Pass to be allowed for 6 months. This was disgusting. This shit robbed many a tournament. I would put this above both of these. This was a plague. This was awful. This being around ever was just fucking Baton Pass. Fucking Baton Pass. No way is more than Chien-Pao? Nah. I could lose to Chien-Pao and I can accept that I could have potentially been outplayed. Losing to Shedtail is like, no, I didn't get outplayed. Bro clicked Shedtail past a sub, which is fundamentally against singles rules. No, bruh. I hate you, Bicycle. The crazy part is Bite got banned pretty fast, but then they kept Orthworm. Like, they forgot that Orth can do the same thing. Shedtail making top 7 of the 8 spots of OST really was so wild. Is that a correct fact? Shedtail was 7 of the 8. Yeah, see, like, what kind of Mickey Mouse shit is that? Nah, the worm was disgusting. Bring that shit in on whatever ground type, it's over with. The slow pass, you're done. You're done. King's Rock. I don't give a fuck about King's Rock personally. I understand it's banned because people are scared of hacks, but this shit is not that broken to me at all. If you have King's Rock, you're playing for 10% odds, and you're also not able to use a better item. I never really understood this shit's ban. I really don't care. I would unban this and probably not think twice. It's cheese, but it's cheese that's not broken enough to ban. Like, this is extremely, like, this is a sign of a soft player base to ban something like this, because it means that there's, like, literally zero critical thinking. Which is, if you have this item on, you cannot have another item, which is obviously so important. You're playing for 10% chances. So, this shit being banned is very dumb to me, but it's not something I'm going to fight for, because it's not something I would run personally. I predicted Shedtail ban before the generation even dropped, and I can't believe it lasted so long. Shit was obviously broken. This shit's dumb. And Cloyster got banned because of Ice Gem in Gen 5 anyways, and then they still Cloyster's not even broken, but that's a discussion for a different day. I forgot that they banned Cloyster in Gen 5. I forgot that on the list, actually. They just be doing whatever with Gen 5. Gen 5, all the good players stopped playing, and now you got to deal with this like banned cloister shit like that. Remember when we thought Revival Blessing would be instantly banned? Bro, I used to legit think that Revival Blessing was going to destroy competitive Pokemon. Like, I thought it was going to be extremely tragic. I literally remember talking with my friends, and I was like scared. I was like, guys, is it over? Now you can just bring back Pokemon that fainted. Is skill finished? I used to really think like it was the end. And then, when's the last time we saw Revival Blessing? Probably when you play Ranbats and you get a Palmot and you have to use it. Revival Blessing will be shiced by the time Generation 11 pulls up, so don't sell your stocks, guys. It did destroy competitive Pokemon, just not OU. National Dex AG was destroyed. What did they have there? It was the Liepard, right? Or something like that? Somehow Healing Wish is better than Revival Blessing? Dude, you're right. Because think about how good Healing Wish is. We see Healing Wish all the time. Cress, Ninetales on Sun, Hatterene on Sun. Like, that's why Sun is such a lame-ass strategy to face. Even if you kill the Wake, you kill the Bolt. Who gives a fuck? Gouge is, I mean, not Gouge. Ninetales is clicking the Healing Wish, and one of them's coming back. Hatterene, the same thing. Did I put Evasion on the list? Evasion's like, whatever. Only like the scrubbiest of scrubs used Evasion when it was allowed, so I didn't want to waste my time putting it. Pop Bomb plus King's Rock wouldn't be good because no loaded dice. Well, it runs wide lens, not loaded dice. That's how you hit more of your attacks. My source is telling me that Gen 11 gonna make a Revival Blessing for the whole squad. That's Sacred Ash. Yo, this was crazy. This thing was crazy. Who remembers playing with this? No, this thing was diabolical, bro. Shout out my guy Dill. Shout out to WCD. Ice type so crazy. Look at Darmg, Chen, and the fat horse. No reason to be so bulky. I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't know why the fuck I have this on my list. When was this ever even like banned or unbanned? Like, this should not be on my list. I don't know why I downloaded the PNG and added this in here. That had to be a troll. I loved killing Stall with Ogerpon. I remember clicking I remember having a Sun team with Ogerpon Hearthflame. I got SD, clicked Terra, and I one-hit KO Dragonite because no multi-skill for them. So, yup, Swords Dance, Sun went up, got the +1 attack. Brrr, Dragonite got one-hit KO'd. I was like, nice, very fair Pokemon. This shit's like, yeah, it's like a babyzation. Is the Terra Blast ban on the list? I didn't put Terra Blast. If I put Terra Blast, it'd be like true 50-50 or not that broken, banned by noobs. I don't care much about TB. I don't really think ban really moves the needle. Let's see. LeBron, keep that opinion with Mega Emblem. Okay, Palafin. Yo, Palafin even got the retest, and that guy was too thugnificent. This guy was disgusting. Bulk Up Terra Steel will forever be just awful to play against. Not to mention there was the occasional like choiced set, but we all know that the choice banded sets or whatever was not that real. It was the Bulk Up. Bulk Up Drain Punch had like 0 counterplay. Oh man, Nifflap was so shiced. Do I think Gen 9 should have had Terra Preview? To answer your question, yes or no? No, I don't think that, but I think that Terra had to be retested at some point. I talked about this before, but Terra being banned, Terra having a suspect test so early on in the generation, and then never being revisited was a catastrophic L on Smogon tiering. It is the most controversial mechanic we've had to deal with. It's not like the past when we had Dynamax and it was an easy ban. It's not like that. This was something that was extremely 50-50. Also, if you look back at tournament play from the first year of the game, it's extremely different than what it looks like now. Most folks did not even understand how Terra worked in Gen 9. They had no idea what was going on. Gen 9 tournament games were extremely low quality for a year because of people still were figuring out how to, like, they were, like, you could watch even in like the highest tournament finals. terrible plays, because people like were still learning how to play the game, with Terra on the field. Like people were not, and the power creep was so insane as well. Folks didn't really know how to play correctly for a while. So to have the test done in the first couple months, if not the first month, when everybody was still a noob, and then to never revisit it, I think that was a really huge mistake. I think it should have been revisited. So to answer your question, I don't think Terra Preview was like the solution, but we definitely needed to revisit Terra. I think it would have given a much better reputation to the generation, and I think people would have enjoyed the generation more if they felt like there wasn't this extremely defining decision made in the first 2 months. It should have been revisited. That being said, I love Terrestrialize, so I'm happy it didn't get banned, but I think it was worth revisiting 1000%. But yeah, I still love Terra, so I don't care. What do you mean by them not knowing how to play? What I said, like the games were pretty low quality. Now if you watch Gen 9 tournament games, it's very precise for the most part, but like almost every tournament game for the first year was pretty sloppy, because Terrestrialize is such a difficult mechanic, as well as the overall Gen 9 power creep for people to master. So I don't know. Overall, I like Terra though. Like Nat decks, I stopped enjoying Nat decks when Terra got banned there. I thought that shit was super fun up until the Terra ban. They should keep Terra next game. It's the real display of skill. CTC would 100% agree with you. Terra is a very real skill, so. But yeah. Anyways, that's that for Palafin. Pokemon Sleep. Sleep is disgusting, bro. Sleep is disgusting. And it took me a while to grow up and realize that sleep gotta go, bruh. It's gotta go. I can't believe I played with this. Like, I'm actually shocked how excited I was to sleep Pokemon for so long. Should have seen me back in Gen 5 pull up with that Breloom. Nah, nasty. And Amoonguss, bruh. You know what I was running back in tournament? Yo, if I think back to Smogon Tour, I brought Amoonguss in both Generation 6 and Generation 5. I was on Amoonguss's balls. That shit was the GOAT. You know what I used to run in Gen 5? I used to run Spore and then Stun Spore on my Amoonguss. Game over. You Spore the first Pokemon, then they switch out. They'd be so thirsty to switch out into their Dragon type. That Stun Spore on the on the Switch, GG, playboy. You're done. You're a sick individual. I'm the sickest. And the third move I had on my Amoonguss, Sleep Talk. So when they Spore my Amoonguss and then switch out thinking, okay, I've neutralized the threat. No, bitch. Sleep Talk, you Spore, you're switching. You're a goof. Anyway, you're all calling me a sick man for that, but who do you think created that tech? Who do you think created Spore, Stun Spore, Sleep Talk, Amoonguss? None other than the legend BKC. I remember BKC used to always give me these sand teams with that Amoonguss. I used to go crazy. I used to go so crazy with that shit. BKC always giving me some fat ass sand teams. I used to go crazy. All right. Why is Urshifu? This is water Urshifu, like G-maxed. Okay, so this thing was low-key more broken than Urshifu Dark type, right? The reason Terra didn't get retested is because people stopped voting for it in the tiering surveys. I remember Finch mentioning like, yeah, tiering surveys as a whole are a mistake. The general public should never be surveyed on their opinion because the general public is bad. The point of a council is to make decisions and have the intelligence and knowledge of the tier to do it. So surveys as a whole were a complete mistake. Remember, democracy only works if the people are smart, but the people are... All right, moving on. So Urshifu, this thing was so horrible. This shit was so horrible. So we're gonna put this... Dude, I honestly think that this was worse than these two. I mean, it was banned in like 2 days. No, I legit think this guy was worse than the other two. Nah, I really hated this thing. Whatever happened to the people rallying to unban everything? I don't know. There was like a cultural shift over time, and now everybody is like, ban everything versus it used to be unban everything. I just came in blunders already trying to sell a dictatorship to me, except I'm correct. I used to be on the council. I know how it works. You should have a dictatorship. Noobs do not know what's good for a healthy game. The best players know what's good, so the best players should make the decision. This isn't a fucking, like, this isn't a democracy. We're trying to optimize a competitive game. You shouldn't ask noobs what they think. I mean, I could go about this forever. I'm like mad elitist. Okay, Reggie Alecki. This guy's not even banned. I don't even think this guy was broken. I don't even think this guy... Because you gotta remember, when we banned this Pokemon, we thought it was 1.5x on electric moves. But really, it was 1.3. This thing is not that crazy. Like, I don't even, like, bro, Arch and all that is definitely scarier than Alecki. I think that at least some feedback from the general public. Yeah, some feedback, but we don't need them to be surveyed as a whole because they're not good enough. It's a competitive game. If this was like a fun game, like Fortnite or some shit, then yeah, sure. Like, what's the fun gun? What's the fun map? All that shit. That all matters, but for a game that's supposed to be optimized for competitive, I don't agree. Where should we put Alecki? Like, bro, Treads is the GOAT. Ting Lu is the GOAT. That Terrablast Ice be bouncing off. The average OU player doesn't know that Ting Lu is broken? Preach. How the hell did Ting Lu even exist? Grounded Lugia. How the hell did that shit exist in our generation? Ting Lu should have been banned. What a piece of shit Pokemon. Alright. I won't put this in unban right now because it's still fresh, but I'll think about it. This shit's ass though, but I really don't even think it was that crazy with Terrablast. And we found out Transistor wasn't 1.5 very early on, and the shit still got banned. So Sneasler, bro, Sneasler was a quick ban, right? If I recall correctly, it was a quick ban, right? Not a suspect test? Who can remind me? Yeah, dude, this guy's like up here. Or like here. I don't even know how this thing even lasted as long as it did. This was really awful. Cause it lasted for a good 4 or 5 months. This was really, really terrible to face. Air Balloon, that was one of them. Grassy Seed, that was one of them. Like, bruh. Yeah, you could say that it got banned immediately because of the Grassy Seed sets more than anything else. Because all teams were looking the same for a while. This was probably the worst metagame of Gen 9 history when Sneasler, Ursaluna, Blood Moon were on the same team. Who remembers that? That was like fall of 2023. Teams looked like Rillaboom, Dragapult, Heatran, Sneasler, Ursaluna, and like Gambit. Literally just get up the grassy terrain and then you turn to one of your abusers and the game's over. It was so awful. And having to deal with both Sneasler and Blood Moon on the same team is like, bruh. Blood Moon is like, we'll get to that when we get to that. But that shit really made me hate Gen 9 for a bit. That was probably my least enjoyed era of Gen 9. Grassy is never gonna fall off. Because grassy terrain has too many no-skill win conditions. Like, think about Grassy Seed Golden Go. Grassy Seed Golden Go has existed for more than 2 years now. I literally brought that to official Smogon tournament 2 years ago, every single round. So fucking easy to win. If you've never used Grassy Seed Gold, Nasty Plot Recover, Terra Water, bruh, you gotta use that. That Mon literally feels like cheating. The amount of shit you beat just single-handedly. Very, very disgusting Pokemon to deal with. But yeah, Grassy will never go out of style. I've always had like I've always had a love for Rillaboom. That's a good ass Pokemon. Even when Zapdos and Moltres and all of them have 1000% usage, Rillaboom adapts to the metagame. Like, we don't see Bandit as much anymore, but we see the occasional Swords Dance Terra Dark knockoff, or even, well, we don't see it anymore because Terra Blast is banned, but I remember seeing Terra Electric Terra Blast Rillaboom brought to tournament before. Now, if I was gonna run SD, I would just run SD Noctera Dark Life Orb. I like that the most. But I run Boots Rilla above everything. The quick U-turn, the quick knockoff, because 295 speed is definitely not bad. Like, that shit's faster than Golden Go. People forget. Also, it's the best switch into Wogue. You switch into Wogue and you U-turn out. Also, Grassy, the ability to set up Grassy and then U-turn out to heal. Like, look at Gambit under Grassy. That shit's so fucking annoying. You can't even Earthquake the shit. And it's healing every turn? No, bruh. No. Nah, shout out Rillaboom one time. Alright, Terapagos. Yeah, that's like a true 50-50, right? Complex Band saves it. I mean, the shit was obviously overpowered as fuck when it could use the God form or whatever, but if you Complex Band that shit out the game, then this thing is very fair. And it would have been a healthy addition to the metagame. Arena Trap not on there. People must forget how Dugtrio has my... Oh, dude, I did forget Dugtrio. Okay, let me make a list of what I forgot, so then by the end of it, we can add them. I forgot Gouge. I forgot Dugtrio, aka Arena Trap. Thank you for letting me know. I'll add those towards the end. But yeah, Gouge and Arena Trap is a good shout out. Shout outs to a guy, a fellow 777 user. Oh, Cloyster, thank you. Gothitelle, all right, Gothitelle will be under the... Yeah, Gothitelle will be under the greater Arena Trap. Gen 4 Champ. Oh yeah, Machamp from Gen 4. I forgot about that shit. Yeah, some of the newer bands I completely forgot about. Naganadel? Okay. You're right, we did play with Naganadel for a little bit. Was Naganadel suspect tested? I think it was, right? Oh, I guess I should also put Kyurem, right? Kyurem, not even because of the Gen 9. Kyurem was banned from Gen 8, right? So Kyurem is actually something that we should put. Okay, let me add these right now. What else are we forgetting? This is good. This is good. Shouts to the chat. I knew I was gonna forget a few, so I'm happy that you guys are here to keep me on the right track. Gouging Fire. Let me add that shit. Gouge was some demoness. Shouts to Gouge one time. What a beast. Gouging. Dugtrio and Goth were also in there. Being mad annoying. I'm gonna have Dugtrio and Goth represent the same thing. I'm not gonna look for the Goth image and add it. Magearna, I already have Magearna and Cinderace on here. I have Mega Metagross on here. I'm not adding Gen 5 Swift Swim and all that shit. Like, that shit was obviously super broken, but that's like 2010 gaming. So. I'm not gonna add gems either. Actually, I can add gems. Fuck it. Gen 6 Greninja? Damn, you're right about that. Nah, you guys are cooking. You guys are cooking. I knew the chat's combined memory was gonna be shiced. Alright. This is perfect. I think I got everything. Let me put Naganadel on here. That guy's worth a mention. I'm not gonna put Soldew. Dynamax and Gmax or whatever is whatever anyways. Like, them shits is obviously broken, but just assume that those are some of the more broken ones. Like Gen 4 Salamence. Alright. I can't really even talk on that. I didn't play Gen 4. Let me add that. And Mega Blastoise. Mega Blastoise is not actually banned in any real formats, so I'm not gonna put that. Is Terrablast on this? No, let me add that. Gen 4 Salamence Alartmon. Okay. I have officially added everything that we need to add. Banned from ND Uber? Alright. None of that shit's relevant, bro. Alright, you know what? I've added enough mons, I think at least, to where this is now semi-complete, so we should be good. Let me add all of these shits. Give me a second. That was a good call on gems. I forgot about gems. Can't believe gems got banned. That was an interesting thing. The item ban. Okay, we're back. Alright, we should be good now. I added some new shits. Shouts to the chat one time. What software do I use to edit? You could use DaVinci Resolve. That shit's free. Alright, I'll come back and add more in a bit. Once we think of a new batch of shit that needs to get added. But good calls, chat. Alright, let's keep it pushing. Volcarona. Volcarona, man. Volcarona was locked up for 2 years. I was always a Volk truther, but I'm not gonna lie. Volk was nasty. Volk was, man. You know, it really shocked me when I found out that Volk had 65% Terrablast usage when it got banned. Volk in old generations, I really hated that shit. I used to always hate and bitch about this mon, because it's just like, bro, this shit takes no skill. You quick quiver dance, you auto win. It's not like there was like boots, Dragonite, and also Volk's defensive profile actually did something in Generation 9. It beat Gambit, it beat Za, you know? It could even beat Tusk. It could even beat D-Knight with Bulky Wisp. But in previous generations, its defensive profile didn't matter that much. You'd see the occasional Fat Volk. But Gen 9 is when Fat Volk started being come on, too annoying. So this guy in his prime, I'd have to put him here. Very broken on most days. I can't, in good faith, put this as a true 50-50 complex ban saves it. Because I don't even know if this thing is going to be unbanned yet. Is Zam on the list? Zam was never banned from anything. National Dex is not official tier, so I'm not counting those bans. Volk haters when you mention that they should keep rocks up. Dude, Volk also had like 5 different item options back in the day. At least in Generation 9, it's just heavy duty boots. Mega Zam was never banned. That shit's only banned in Nat Dex. That shit was never banned from official generations. What do I think of Volk now post Terrablast ban? I need to play more, but I don't think it's broken. But I need to play a little bit more to get the full picture. I absolutely will get Suspect Test Rex. I'll probably record my Suspect run in full. So that shit might be like a 3-hour video. Alright, last respects. Bruh. 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 Bro, they banned this shit from Ubers, bruh. Last Respects is like fake mons type shit. You know what I mean? Like they created Last Respects for people who like playing like just the craziest OMs of all time. And you know what? I respect them for that bullshit. I do. But when you have Baskia Legion putting up LeBron numbers in Ubers, come on, man. Hell nah. Hell nah. That's like, nah. Nah. Stop the Volcarona slander. I'm the PR manager, and there's much more annoying than PR managers. Crazy. Alright, my bad, OG. Let me back off on Volk. I'm gonna free Volk in this generation, though. I'm on your side. I'm also part of the Volcarona PR team. Last Respects is like the complete opposite spectrum of Baton Pass, but they're the same thing. Where's the math? You gotta break that down for me. They're definitely the same thing, though. No skill, and you just know it's coming. Last Respects was so crazy it got banned from Ranbats. Being banned from Ranbats is an accomplishment, because Ranbats lets you do fucking Sleep Powder, like Quiver Dance, Venomoth cheese, and Butterfree cheese, etc. They could have made this a balanced move if it only went up by like 20 base power. Why the fuck is this guy rolling up to the scene with... Yo, and don't even get me started on champions. I told you, I did a video today with Justin Tang. All 5 battles we had, we played against Basque on all 5 teams. Either Scarf or Sash. Get that shit out of here, bro. Adaptability fucking cheese. Yo, get this shit out of here. Nah. Last respects. Bastion Legion, your days are numbered, bitch. They gave Bastion Legion 16 PP light that burns the sky. That's literally what they did. Shout out to Dan's. Yo, shout out to Dan. Dan Zai dropping the one gifted. Much love. Like I said, if you member up on either Twitch or YouTube, connect your account to Discord. Join the agency server. This is, yo, last respects. My first team I built in Gen 9 had Last Respects Houndoom. I showed it before. And I had a Hippo. My first team was Hippo, Houndstone, King Gambit, Kilowattrel. I made that shit the first 5 minutes the shit was on Showdown. I made the most busted team ever. Shit was kind of ass, actually. But I remember telling everybody, guys, Kilowattrel's gonna be moving crazy. I remember telling everybody that. Okay, Espathra. Get the shit out of here. I think I showed you guys the replay before of... I'll show you, but I'll show you guys just in case. This was... Fuck this, man. I'm about to show you guys something funny. I believe it was banned, like, immediately after this. Alright, can you guys see? You can see the date. But I believe Espathra was banned, like, right after this. First off, look at this team. Look at this fucking team, bro. Like, please go fuck yourself. Look at this. Look at, like, bro. Anyways, Da Boss comes in. And then the game instantly ends. Bro turns steel. Oof. Oof. And then the shit ends. Sub up here. Yeah, it says GG, because that shit is fucking over. The dude tries to PP stall every attack, but that's obviously not gonna work. And then that's the end. Bruh. Espathra Gaming was a nasty, nasty world. It wasn't legal for too long, but it was legal for long enough to where I would rate this shit. I'm always gonna hate the fuck out of Baton Pass. True 50-50, am I right, guy? Oh, you a sick bastard. You a sick bastard for that. Turn steel to do a cool 40% and die. It wasn't legal for long, but it was legal for way too long, agreed. Shout out to Pac-Man MVC. Yo, shout out to my guy Danzai. Danzai gifting everybody on Twitch. Shout out to the Twitch Prime homies. I can't believe Espathra, Moon, Bax, and Chi-Yu were you. Chi-Yu was Yu-Yu? No way, no way. I do remember Roaring Moon being Yu-Yu. I do remember that. Surely Chi-Yu was not Yu-Yu. Are you dead ass? No way. I would have remembered that shit. I feel like folks were always spamming Chi-Yu. Okay, I see the folks in the chat saying that shit was not it. Okay, yeah, I was gonna say. You got too much dip on your chip. Okay, Flutter Main. Yo, this Mon is obviously broken as fuck. But for those first 2 days, bruh, it was special. It was special. I feel like we can handle Flutter Main now in the big 2026. You speaking French now. Who the fuck is we? Who the fuck is we? I don't know about you, gang. I don't know about you. But I'm gonna be honest though, bring bro back. Yeah, because Sun teams aren't strong enough, right? Bring Fluttermane back real quick. Here's what I want to know. Why does Fluttermane have all that special defense? This Mon, yo, this Mon was like crazy. This shit had people in a complete twist. That's you and I type shit. Alolan Muck clears. Alolan Muck blows this guy up. That's a fact. Alright, fine. You know what? I'm convinced. I'm convinced Alolan Muck does handle that. Actually, Alolan Muck can't even pursue this shit anymore. You taking those Specs Moonblast to the dome. It was the fact that you could put you could put booster energy on this and make it 600 speed. Like, what are we doing, right? Fluttermane is just Mega Mismagius. I can't argue with that. That shit is quite literally Mega Mismagius. Mismagius was so fire though. I love Mismagius. I did a Mismagius video a few years ago. I think Nasty Plot, Terra Fairy, Draining Kiss. Is Fluttermane faster than Val? Fluttermane's faster than everybody. Fluttermane hits 405. It's base 135 speed. Val cannot compare. Modest Fluttermane is faster than Val with Timid. Like, they ain't even in the same ballpark. Like, this shit's evil. Shit's evil. Finally, my original opinions just dropped. Cho. I'll be having some bad opinions too. Rarely. Okay, anyways. RM. A tough ban. When Moon got banned, I was not that surprised. I was not that surprised. Moon got banned, what? 2025 March, 2025 April. Shit was getting crazy usage. But we need Moon back. Free my mans. Like, literally free my mans. If you believe in a healthy OU, you're gonna free Roaring Moon. Yes, I'm propaganda posting. No, you can't do anything about it. Moon carried so many shitmons in your video. Bro, Moon carried all of the shitmons. It didn't matter. Terra fly in the back. We doing it. Shout out to Sapphire for 28 months. I remember when Moon was down in UU, how times have changed. It was hating back then. We up now. What's that Charizard song Shofu has? Back then they didn't want me, now hot they all on me. I remember I remember that shit was so funny when he dropped that shit. Yeah, Moon is disgusting though. Many different terraforms with ground, flying. I remember my team got eliminated from tournament. We had a stall team and the opponent had choice banned Terra Dark Moon, and that shit just fried. He got rocks up. He smoked Corviknight, smoked Weezing G with Iron Head. Like, it was over. And I had not seen that before. Weatherless banned Moon, but if you played Sun, then you know how disgusting choice banded Roaring Moon was on Sun teams. Anyways, Moon is obviously broken as fuck, but in its current state, I support its unban, and I will be trying to unban this shit when time comes, because, yo, bring my boy back. Can't even Terra Blast anymore. But I cannot put this in true 50-50 because there is... Oh, dude, should I put it? I mean, true 50-50 basically means, like, whatever. Just consider this to be a all-encompassing tier. Like, also for mid-ground. Maybe true 50-50 is not right. I don't want to put this up here, though. I feel like Moon is not as busted as these guys. So I don't want to put Moon with them. This shit's still probably broken, though. Whatever, I'm putting it here. What's that shit Anthony Fantano says? You know, this is just my opinion, right, guys? Okay, this shit. Yo. This actually made me crash out. I lost this in a tournament one time and I crashed out. Because I was like, dude, no way my scrub opponent did nothing except turn poison type and have a grassy seed. And I couldn't do shit. Yeah, no, I hate this shit. I hate this shit. God, I hate this shit. There's no way to justify this mon being legal. Also, what the fuck is Mind's Eye as an ability? Who at the studio invented this? Yo, we gotta find whoever created Mind's Eye. They gotta die. They gotta pay with their life. I don't care. You gotta pay with your life for this. Yo, fuck this mon. This is literally a create a Pokemon ability. Nah, I would put bro like... I'm putting bro right here. Like, the fact that we played with this for 4 months, I mean, not 4 months, 4 weeks was diabolical. Hey guys, this is my new Pokemon, original content, Blood Moon Ursaluna. His ability is 2 abilities in 1. Was it 95% or 99%? Anyone remember? I don't know, what was, it was 90%, right? This guy's banned. What's the power of Blood Moon, 140? They thought because he was slow, they might as well give it 300 special attack. What is Blood Moon's BST? Let me go to my team builder. Hold on, I know the dimensions are off. Let's take a look. I need to see. Do I even have any of my Blood Moon teams? I doubt it. Okay, 4 Taemons. It looks like I don't have any of my... Like, what is this? Like, what are we doing, bruh? Look at this shit. Shout out to LeBron. It's my twin. Blunder, where's Zekrom kick? That shit was moving shiest on Black. I mean, Gen 8. R.I.P. to Kieran Black. Excalibur Sr. Anyways, this is fucked. This is just fucked. Why is it 120 def? Get out of here, bro. 52 speed isn't even that bad. Nasty work. I remember seeing somebody bring this to tournament with Silk Scarf Vacuum Wave Hyper Voice as well. And then 113 HP. That's a fucking Claude generated HP stat. They said give this shit a hipster high HP stat. We refused to elaborate. Thus 113 came out. Alright, Ace. Some of you might not have been here for that, but Ace was banned in Generation 8 and it was fucking broken. This was when Libero existed the OG way, which was you turn into the type before you use the move, so shit had infinite coverage. Ace was running Power Ball, you turn Zen Headbutt to a KO Toxapex, so just gotta hit that shit on the switch. U-turn meant that if you don't have a helmet Slowbro or a helmet Hippo, you're gonna lose long term. Yeah, this guy was disgusting. Remember when people thought Palmot was gonna be him? People, I'm right here, gang. Don't subtweet me. I really thought Palmot and Rabska were gonna be the truth. I thought Trick Room Rabska was gonna be like generational. I'm so dead ass. I was like, oh my goodness. Were Libero and Protean not the same ability? They were the exact same ability. Ace was the reason Protean got nerfed. I think after we had two examples of that shit being broken as fuck, that's when shit got bad. Because, I mean, they're the same Pokemon. They both have an obscenely high speed stat that outspeeds the majority. Cinderace now is balanced because speed creep has gone up so fucking much. Like, same, I mean, obviously the ability got nerfed, though, so it's hard to just talk about the speed change and say that's why, but... Yeah, I mean... Greninja isn't even that strong on the special... What is Greninja's special attack stat? It's like 105 or some shit, right? 108, 107? What is Greninja's special attack stat? It's not that crazy. But when you get stabbed on every move, it becomes crazy. 103? That's like a piss, like, low stat. Bro, that guy got banned back in the day rocking a 103. That shit hit 305 Spatak. That's buns. But it was still too nasty. When you get stabbed on the move, it's like, come on, bro. Anyways, Ace was nasty as fuck. Put that shit very broken on most days. Ace was super polarizing. I'll put that shit right here. Ace in Gen 8 was not P. Super busted. That shit was like, yeah, it was like Boots Pult, except way nastier. I just tuned in. Can someone tell me what made Sleep more broken in Gen 9 than ever before? It was honestly fast Hypnosis Pokemon. Sleep got banned because people were hacks maxing too hard, which is like the easiest way to put it. Folks were using Iron Valiant and clicking Hypnosis, which always went first because they were booster speed. Like, it was just degenerate gaming. Because no one ever used Breloom or anything in Gen 9. How could you? Shit's ass. Amoonguss also a good Pokemon, but not a top tier beast. But people were basically just gambling with 60% Hypnosis, and that's not, like, what's the word? That's not a healthy representation of what's supposed to be a competitive, precise game as Pokemon is. So people were spamming Hypno too much, and it was like, get that shit out of here. Hypnosis Booster Val and Darkrai Hypnosis got me a lot of ego. Elo. Dude. It's actually funny how that shit got banned. We were playing in this tournament, and Lax was my teammate, and Lax had to play someone on OU Council, and Lax brought Hypnosis Val, and he got 2 for 2 Hypnosis, and he just 6-0'd, and then Sleep got banned like a few days later. Like, you can't even make up how comical it was. But that shit was probably on its way out regardless. But yeah, I remember Lax literally just like 6-0'd with that shit. Do you think they should have just banned Hypnosis because Spore wasn't really an issue? Yes. I was saying that even back then. They should have banned Hypnosis. Hypnosis is a degenerate tech that is trying to take the game out of the player's hands. Spore, Amoonguss, and all that shit is not broken. That's the whole point of using the Pokemon. So, Hypnosis is what I think should have been banned. But of course, the combined 4 IQ of Smogon was like, no, this is like too insane. How could we ever mathematically figure out to ban Hypnosis? So, that was that. Hypnosis was fucked, though. So, I'm not like... I don't know. Sleep is balanced now anyways. Yawn Torkoal would be so heat on Sun. I literally won a tournament game because of Yawn Torkoal. Yawn ban is fucked. I literally clicked Yawn on the Switch as they went Dragapult, and then I rapid spinned, knowing the Dragapult is forced out, and I got the free spin, and I won the game as a result. Yawn as a pivoting move was so good. Anyways, enough talk about Sleep. If I could go back, I would still not unban Sleep. It took, like I said, it took me a while to realize it, but Sleep is disgusting bullshit, and Sleep ban is good for us. Yeah, bro. I cannot even believe we ran around with this for so long. This guy was last respects without having to lose any Pokemon. This guy has a base 90 attack and a base 75 speed. And hit, bro. Get this guy out of here, bro. Not broken, just put bro. Do you guys remember Seismitoad had 30% usage 1 month? Really think about that number. 30% usage. I'm a fan of Seismitoad. I gave Seismitoad a lot of clout in his heyday. That brother did not need that much. AI is always watching. So what's the answer to this question? Ooh. Yeah, tell Claude to figure that shit out. I think people loved Seismitoad so much that they tolerated Draco. Let me see the toad emoji in the chat if you remembered up. Let me see some toads in the chat. Toad wearing the agency jacket, he tough like that. Toad was moving like Lando? Bro. Dude, early Generation 8 was such a funny metagame. But I literally found a log of myself on Discord talking to my friends like January 2020. So like 2 months after Gen 8 came out. And I told them, yo, is Gen 8 cooked? This is such a bullshit meta. I remember I was raging. I was like, what is this shit? Every team is fucking Dugtrio, Corviknight, Wish Protect, Teleport, Clef. Bruh. Folks would go Clef and teleport into the beast, and you just have to hold that. I remember people tried to make Vaporeon work against Vish, only for it just to get 2-hit KO'd by Bandit Outrage. Vaporeon is an in-game Wi-Fi battler move. Gen 8 really marked such a change in players. Yeah, Gen 8 was a huge cultural shift. We went from the extreme power creep, accept everything mentality to the ban everything, this is scary mentality. But Pokemon like Dracovish caused that, so you can't even really blame the player base entirely. Okay, we have the GOAT up next. The GOAT got banned from Generation 5, Generation 6, Generation 7. There's the GOAT in Gen 8. Yes, the GOAT was in Gen 8. It got banned in a day. The GOAT is not in Gen 9, right? They dexited this for Gen 9, correct? Or am I wrong? No, this shit's definitely not in Gen 9. I would have used it if it was in Gen 9. It's just a beast. Anyways, the GOAT was around in Gen 5 for only a couple of months. In Generation 6, the GOAT lasted like maybe 3 or 4 months. Generation 7, the GOAT was banned day 1. We didn't get to play with bro at all. Generation 8 similarly banned in 1 day. Gen 8 Seismitoad has crazy usage. I'm clearly an AI troll, so can you ban me? No, I'll only ban you if you gift 5 members. Otherwise, I'm not banning you. This ain't free. The True Digital Nomad, excited for the G-Darm analysis. The analysis is click Icicle Crash, get money. Fuck the police. That's literally the MO of this shit. Anyways, Genesect, it's time to come home, bro. Would Genesect have been legal in Gen 9? Maybe. It doesn't get E-Speed anymore. Alright, let me change the song. Dude, I think that shit might have been fine. I just go Booster Val and I close combat that shit and it's dead. At this point, just unban it? Nah, bro. I wish it, I mean, it's just not in Gen 9. Otherwise, I think it would have been, it could have had a potential test. We need another guy that can fuck up Ting Lu with that strong ass shit. Genesect will be unbanned in Gen 14? Bruh. Anyways, yeah, this guy's the GOAT. Gen 9 was probably its best chance of being legal just because speed creep went up a lot. And everybody's ability is like... I mean, download is obviously a broken ability. There's no two ways around it, but... a lot of Pokemon got busted shit in this gen, so... there's probably a path. Anyways... this guy was the god back in the day. Put some respect on that boy's name. Put some respect on that boy's name. Just, bruh. As time went on, it just got nastier and nastier. But we are all going to be first. We're going to be there front row when Gen 10 comes out. If Genesect's back, I speak for all of us when I say that we are hitting the ladder and getting 100 Genesect games in day one before it's gone for the next 3 years. That's a tradition. That's a tradition. I remember the day Gen 8. I think Genesect did not come out when the game dropped. It came out the year after with whatever the DLC was called. It was actually called Clown Tundra. So I think that's when Bro came out. Yeah, let's see. Kieran Black got banned for what, Dragon Dance crimes against humanity? That was generation what, 8? Is that when it got? Is that when it got Dragon Dance? Anyways, this thing is fucking stupid. I used to really be mad that this thing was even legal in Gen 5. That was actually probably the craziest thing Smogon's ever done. But that just goes to show the... that just goes to show what the attitude of the game used to be and how culture changed over time. Oh yeah, Icicle Spear. That was the big thing. The shit had fucking Ice Fang or whatever up until... yeah, the fact that they never gave this thing a good physical ice stab was so funny. But yeah, the fact they unbanned this thing in 2013 into Gen 5 OU. So it's pretty interesting how like progressive it used to be in terms of just, yo, bring back all the broken shit and we can... but when I was playing Gen 5 in tournament, so 2014 to 2018, up until like I stopped playing Gen 5 in tournament, I still hated this thing being in Gen 5. Even if it's like quote unquote objectively balanced, I really didn't like this shit. I used to always think like, why is this allowed? This shit tanks every hit, trades into every mon. I remember clicking Bandit Outrage into Excadrill and doing 90%, and then Ironhead did 80% back. I was like, bruh, how is this a real thing? Shit's disgusting. OG Dragmag? Dragmag doesn't exist anymore, right? Because Magnezone's not needed in any case, but OG Dragmag strategies, bruh, yet to be there. Who remembers playing with Dragmag back in the day on the ladder? Or you'd catch somebody on the ladder using Dragmag and you just knew you were in for bullshit. You take down the Chomp, you take down the Kieran Black, it doesn't matter. You know they got that Starmie X Dragonite in the back, and you're goobed! Nah, Dragmag was... he was special. Wonder, what do you think about BKC saying Gen 5 OU should unban Kieran White? If anybody else said it, I would clown them. But if the GOAT is saying unban Kieran White, there might be something there. Did BKC really say that? BKC wants us to ban like Keldeo and shit. So, he wants to unban Kieran White? Nah, BKC's shiced. I'm basically government mandated to glaze whatever BKC says in Gen 5 because I have an insane win rate in Gen 5 tournament. And who do you think's teams I was using for every single battle? The GOATs. So, whatever BKC says, I don't care, bruh. I don't care. There could be 100 people saying, this shit's insane. I'm gonna be standing 10 toes down for my guy. Shouts to Couscous for 20 months. How do you feel about the agency using the term LARP before the internet bastardized it? What's new, gang? What's new? Here at the agency, we literally invent everything before the greater internet steals it. And then we just have to pretend like, oh, yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, but we know the truth. Everything's shiced. We invented it. We know that. We know that. We're the trendsetters. We're the ones who make the ground shake. Oh yeah, tough guy. BKC backed the Cloister and Kings Rock ban in Gen 5. Now what? You're right. Fuck BKC. I'm playing. Okay, anyways, Kieran Black was fucked. This shit was very quickly banned. I mean, this is just, like it's just ridiculous. You just click DD and it's over. Darm. I want somebody to look up for me real quick. When was Darm banned from Generation 8? How long did it take? Can somebody find that out? Because I don't think Darm was ever even in a tournament, if I recall correctly. Wait, maybe it was. Maybe it was in tournament for like a week. Can somebody find that out? I think Kieran White and Black ability should give them fire and electric stab. You want that Koraidon, Miraidon type LARP? It says 13 days. Okay. I stopped playing for a while legit because of Darm. Dude, shit was nasty. December 29th, 2019. Okay, so it was banned before... No, December 29th, 2019 means it was legal for about 40 days. Because if I recall correctly, Generation 8 dropped like Thanksgiving weekend. Something like that. I mean, that's usually when they drop it. The games. Like the holiday weekend. Anyways, Darm's fucked. Shit took negative skill. This is like probably the most brainless Pokemon of all time. I don't know if Guerrilla Tactics can be balanced on a Pokemon. It would have to be some dog shit like you'd have to give it to like Gumshoes or some trash like that. You give it to a Pokemon with 140 attack. Also, why does this thing have Flare Blitz? Yo, this guy's God. I don't know if you guys saw, but there's like a short, like a YouTube short, maybe on Mr. Craw's channel. And banded, what's it called? Banded Darmanitan G let off and clicked U-turn into physically defensive Rotom. And it crit the Rotom with U-turn, and U-turn did 80%. It was just like, alright. Cool, man. This guy LARPs has too many different typings. This is the best mod ever. And its HP is good enough to where you can tank one neutral hit. So anyways, this guy's like here. Just a straight menace. This thing's not in Gen 9, right? For sure it's not. We would have seen it in Ubers like anything. I'm actually mad that they didn't bring this back. I hate when they introduce a Pokemon in Gen 8 and then don't bring it back. I hate that shit, bro. Oh, dude, this guy is the inventor of Icicle Crash being broken as well. Remember we would have that debate, Ice Spinner versus Icicle Crash? Ice Spinner guys are clowns. Icicle Crash guys are up as fuck. 30% of the time you're not moving, and I'm faster than you, bruh. Be serious. This guy also single-handedly 6-0'd stall. All you have to do is Earthquake one time into Toxapex and they lose, because nothing else can take an Icicle Crash. And even Pex with Rocks up, Crash is gonna fucking 3 a KO. Alright, next up we have... Yo. I love this guy. I love this guy. But this guy... Ooh. Ooh. This guy was special. This guy was a pretty nasty form of Rage Bait, though. It survived quite a long time. It was legal for about 1.5 years of Generation 6, which is crazy. Generation 5, it was legal for about 9 months, I want to say. 9 months. Because Sheer Force didn't come out till Black and White 2 OU. Nah, the GOAT is the GOAT, bruh. Damn, I got him twice on the list. That's how you know he's really himmy. Anyways. Even though this thing was allowed for so long, it was always broken. So, that being said, though, I'm gonna put him on very broken on most days. Because there's still Landers Eye truthers out there. And there's even folks out there that want to unban this in generations... generations 7 through 9, which, hey, that's for y'all to decide. But yeah, there's no way to outplay this, especially now that it can even nasty plot. Focus Blast, Earth Power's God coverage. I will say that without Hidden Power Ice, this shit would lose to, like, Dragonite, and even, like, some birds, like Zapdos, if you're not running Rock Slide, but you could click, like, +2 Psychic. Again, though, you have to get the nasty plot boost, so it's not like totally free. This thing would probably be the most balanced it could be right now in Gen 9. So, friendly reminder that Lando I was UU for 6 hours. What does that mean? You guys remember when Terrakion was PU? That's how I knew our game was cooked. Why the fuck was Tarak in PU? Who signed off on Tarak being in PU? That actually felt like one of the most disrespectful moves that ever happened in Pokemon history. Tarak in PU was just, bruh. They hate to see that horse winning. You didn't always need Rock Slide for the birds, too. You could just use Gravity. Yo, I didn't even consider Gravity. That's nasty. How can we forget? That's when Swave got packed up by hashtag Big3. Magearna. Yeah, Magearna's... Bruh. So Magearna got banned in Generation 8 once it was able to store power. Did it have Draining Kiss in Gen 8? I literally don't remember because it got banned so fast. Actually, it didn't get banned that fast. It was around for a while. Magearna had usage in the Smogon World Cup tournament in 2020. It was used a shit ton. Damn. This is one of those, how many times do we have to teach you this lesson, old man? We had this shit destroying a tournament for a minute. Nah, no way, even in Gen 8 we didn't know. Gear is actually not fun gaming. Magearna's one of those Pokemon that when you lose to it, you're never going to tell your opponent, bro, you played so shiced with that Magearna, bro. Your Magearna plays were so good. That's the statement, your Magearna plays were so good, has never been uttered. You know what actually gets said? You have no skill, you're a pussy. You clicked shift gear and won. No skill, blah, blah. Nobody has ever said, damn, bro. Props for those Magearna. No, fuck out of here. Fuck out of here. It's the same shit when I play against like a Shell Smash Poltergeist. I've never been like, damn, bro, that Shell Smash you clicked was so skilled. Fuck out of here. Yeah, Mag now has spikes and Encore and all that. Why did this get a Mega? Why did this get a Mega? Yo, but the design is so tough. Mega, yo. Yo. They cooked with Shift Gear. Remember when Shift Gear was supposed to just be... Shift Gear was just supposed to be Clink Lang's thing, and then they were out here giving it to everybody. That's going to run Champions when it drops. Do you guys think that Pokemon Champions is going to allow some of the restricted joints? Like Darkrai and all that? Because we have a Mega Darkrai, we got a Mega Zero, we got a Mega Magearna coming out. Do we think for the first time they're going to allow all these shits in there? That would be pretty dope. We'll have to see what happens. It would be pretty dope though if they maybe later in the year. Yeah, like a different regulation, of course. In June, do we get a new regulation? Or what's happening in June? New DLC? Okay. Hopefully we get new megas immediately. I don't like that they gatekept more of the megas, but business is business. It's strictly financial. Okay, yeah, this thing was, put this guy like right here. Moser. Damn. We used to play with this for a while in Gen 7. By the time it finally got banned, it was objectively very, very broken, but it survived quite a while. In fact, it survived a lot longer than I ever expected. So Gen 7, it took a minute, and then, even Gen 8, it took quite a while as well. This thing survived for a long time, bro. I would probably put this guy like here, because even if it was broken, it took a while for it to be accepted as like as busted as it was. But when it did get banned, it was like an overwhelming, like, fuck this mon, we need to delete it. Shit's so nasty, though. This guy might be, like, up here. This guy might be, like, actually at the ass end of most broken. Because even if it survived for a while, this shit was giga annoying. It also set up for itself with Beast Boost, which is a legal ability. I love Beast Boost, but come on, bro. Come on. What was everybody's favorite set on Pheromosa back in the day? What were we using? I remember CTC had a nasty team. It was a fat team with, I mean, obviously knowing CTC, that shit had mad fat Pokemon like Dugtrio, Toxapex, and then he had a Pheromosa on the team. It was Sash, Quiverdance, Pheromosa as the last mon on a stall team. Bruh. I got so many goobs with that shit. It literally made no sense too. Like we're running a fucking stall team, but then he has the random win con in the back with Sash QD, Ice Beam Shockwave. I remember Shockwave. I actually remember people running Shockwave. I ran HP Electric for Mantine. Oh, that's a major shout out. I forgot Mantine. Mantine used to get crazy usage. I remember seeing Quiverdance Normalium Z. I can show you a crazy game actually. Hold on. I can actually show you a really interesting game. This is a pretty nice game. Smogon SPO 2017. I'll show you guys a pretty entertaining replay. Watch this. This is actually an insane game. Watch this. Oh fuck! I gotta zoom out a little bit more. Okay, yeah. Look at just how much damage shit used. I mean, NJMP has a crazy team. This is a pretty gorgeous rain offense, but you can see Mosa did some shit in this game. It was like, bruh. I used to run Z Phytinium Focus Blast on my Mosa because you could one-hit KO Metagross with that. I was Modest Nature. Brilliant Focus Blast on the Switch. But anyways, I used to run that with Rapid Spin. Folks forget that Mosa had Rapid Spin, bruh. Anyways, Tapu Lele double on the Pex. This game was brutal. This was like a dog walking game. Mosa in on the Heatran sack to get the QD. Like, this guy was making god reads. Now watch this turn. Watch this turn. But Pex is the fucking GOAT, so it lives that shit pretty easy. I would have QD'd here. I think he lets it rip here. Oh, but Pex lived. Nah, Pex is so shiced. Get T-Spikes go up, see if Pex can recover from this. My bad, I'm back. My dog needed me. Anyways, yeah, this game is like whatever after this point. I think Lele just ends up cleaning up from here. Yeah. My bro had taunt 3 attack, Lele into the balance. Beast call. Now he whooped his ass. I remember this game. That was a shiced game. Anyways, long story short, get that Mosa out of here. Bring back Pharaoh. Ferrothorn is the greatest mon of all time. I hope they learned their lesson with not having Pharaoh in Gen 9. Ferrothorn in Gen 9 would have actually fixed everything. It's crazy how one mon can keep so many generations of OU. Mr. Blunder, please move Bax to unban now. He probably has broken, but I want to see my guy thrive in OU one last time. Shout out to my guy D-Coats, the legend. D-Coats, the man who kept going gamble for gamble with me during the subathon. Thank you for the 2 years, homie. Put Bax to unban now. If anybody else asked me to do that, I would call them a fool, but you know what? Fine. Nah, I'm playing. I can't. I'm sorry, bro. I can't in good faith. I'll be clickbait. I'm a clickbait master, but that would be too illegal. Unban now. Although, Bax could end up being retested, but I feel like there's a 0% chance Bax would ever get unbanned. It's okay, I got the screen. Okay, Horse. Horse was shoiced. Who remembers playing with this? This thing was a demon. This thing felt like robbing your opponents. 130 speed, very calm. He changed though. He's not the guy he used to be. Oh, dude, he's broken his fucking Ranbats. You're right. Esoteric Mon. Dude, horses are crazy. Why are horse Pokemon so shiced? Jim was ahead of the curve, always fucking glazing horse Pokemon. They're all fucking busted. No, horse types are horse type is a crazy, crazy statement. Alright, anyways, this guy was a god. This guy didn't even do anything. All he clicked was Wisp. Bro, we had this guy pulling up to the scene with Mudshot. You know how crazy it is to be banned and you use Mudshot? Wow. I had to take a second to think about it. Why can't Rapidash move like them? Bruh. Rapidash got 2 forms and both of them suck. It's a sad life. Shadow Ball made a lot of careers. Nah, you really spitting when you say that. Shadow Ball gave a lot of lames a career. Shadow Ball put a lot of y'all on. A lot of y'all on. Remember the clip where I misclick Shadow Ball, but it's the right play, and I spit F drop twice and I 6-0? Like, Shadow Ball really... Shadow... And Poltergeist is another one. If you've been playing Champions, you run into that spell tag Aegislash with Poltergeist plus Shadow Sneak. Bruh. Now we're all fucked. Anyways. Spec was fucked. I'm gonna put it up here. This thing is lame as fuck. Was this banned the same day? No, this wasn't even allowed in OU, right? Like, the water one we got to use for a couple of days, but this guy wasn't even allowed, right? Was it? I really don't remember if this guy was allowed or not, because I don't remember clicking Terra Dark Wicked Blow with this. I remember clicking Terra Water Strikes, though. Oh, sorry, I'm talking about Gen 9, not Gen 8. I know in Gen 8 he was legal for, I want to say, 6 months? Maybe more? Yeah, but, no, yeah, I remember in Gen 8. In Gen 8, this guy was awful to play against. I remember my favorite set to run was Bulk Up, Wicked Blow, Sucker Punch, Iron Head. You don't even need close combat. Wicked Blow is gonna cook the steel types anyways. This guy was one of the most broken of its gen. This guy was disgusting. But this is, we have to, like, obviously Urshifu Rapid is not better than Urshifu Single in Gen 8, but this thing was banned in Gen 9, so I'm counting this for its Gen 9 ban. This is for its Gen 8 plus Gen 9 ban, and it did survive a bit. But it was obviously awful to have to play against such a mon. Cobblemon's son or Pixelmon daughter, if you choose the wrong one, Pixelmon, I will join the anti-agency. Oh, you fucked up though, gang, because the anti-agency just actually stopped having new recruits. So you're fucked. You're fucked. You tried it. You tried it. You tried it. Sorry to say. I actually keep a steady eye on the anti-agency, and they ran out of new space for new entrants. The anti-agency, that's like Scientology. That's how they be moving. You guys seen those videos? One of my friends sent me that on Discord. They were like, watch this video. The fucking Scientology speedruns. We're living in a simulation. We're literally living in a simulation, folks. The anti-agency speedrun. It's a crazy world. It's a crazy world. I just left the anti-agency, so there's actually one spot. Yo, what the fuck? Yo, kill this guy. Shouts to Cobblemon, though. I enjoy Cobble. Me and Joe were playing it up until Champs dropped. Probably get back on the game soon, because I like playing with y'all. Tom Cruise waiting in the basement of the Scientology HQ, just wait on the roguelike run. I played some roguelike game yesterday on my phone. Gambo Nanza. It's like obviously very inspired from Balatro, but it's like chess pieces. It was pretty fun though. I haven't played chess in years, but it was pretty fun. It was a pretty cool game. I'm like looking for new games to play. I haven't played a story mode game in like a year. I want to play I was looking at my PS5. I have Red Dead 2 downloaded. I might play that at some point. Anyways, Zygarde. This is regular Zygarde. Zygarde was a terror for sure. But it was actually crazy how long Zygarde existed in Generation 7 before it got banned. Zygarde Gen 7 meta was high-key peak, easy unbanned. That was some real ass shit you just said. It was peak. Zygarde Gen 7 meta was actually peak. But it was fucking broken too. And also, I liked 2019 Sun and Moon metagame a lot. That's the one I farmed in the most. Zygarde was pretty nasty though, with Grassy Terrain Glare. Have I played Pokerogue? Bro, I invented Pokerogue. I was the first on Pokerogue. Check my stream VODs. I was the first on Pokerogue on YouTube. Deadass I was. Blunder, you gotta stream Red Dead 2. LeBron. I appreciate your enthusiasm, but they're gonna rip me apart in the chat when I go backwards for 10 minutes nonchalantly. People are going to rip their hair out watching me play that game. I try to avoid showing you guys me playing most games on stream, because I don't like rage baiting people. CTC watched me play Star Wars, forgot what it's called, like Jedi Survivor or some shit, and he was getting like viscerally like angry. Like he was raging. He was like, the way you move gives me motion sickness. How the fuck do people play video games like this? And I was like, suck my balls. I'm enjoying myself. We need the return of skinny Hitman streams. Yo, I was cooking in Hitman. The fact that I got to the final level was funny. Bully on stream was fun. Dude, I loved playing Bully. But Bully, the file for Bully, like the download that they have on the Steam store is fucking garbage. And it would keep lagging and disconnecting. It was so annoying. I would have been so happy to play Bully and finish it on stream, but literally the computer version is so shitty and it keeps crashing that you couldn't even do it. Am I tapping into James Bond? Yes. James Bond First Light I am absolutely going to buy, and I am going to stream it as well. So if you're ready for that James Bond First Light, tap in with me. I will stream that shit. I'm hyped to buy that game. That shit's gonna be fun. I think you might like Slay the Spire. I've been meaning to play Slay the Spire. My best friend plays Slay the Spire 2 every day for like 5 hours. That's the one that, right? Slay the Spire 2? That's the shit that came out? And he said it's like the best game ever. He said it's like actually like way better than Slay the Spire 1. But I want to play that shit on my phone, but it's not on phone. It's only on Steam. But whatever. I'll probably tap in though. That's a good shout out. Yeah, Slay the Spire 2 I definitely enjoy. You're right about that. I'll tap in for sure. I have so many hours on Balatro since I downloaded it on phone. Like I have at least like 300, 400 hours since I got it last year. And I still be playing that shit every now and then. I like all games like that. Anyways, yeah. This guy's like here. Marsha Dodo, man. Marsha Dodo got banned, what, in like a day? In Gen 7? Shit didn't last long. Craziest Z move known to man. Ghost fighting coverage is disgusting. Is this most broken of its gen? It's up there, right? Technician Shadow Sneak? Like, yo, be for real. Shit would have been broken even in Gen 9, I think. You should get a Smogon badge if you loaded up Martian OU. I literally have a replay of myself using this. I caught my boy Bengay on the ladder and I 6-0'd his ass because I had a helmet Tangrowth and he was taking like 35 from Marsh. I was like, damn, shit don't look broken from where I'm standing. He had some bullshit sets. He had a camouflage Zygarde. I don't even know what the move camouflage is. I think he turned into a normal type. And then I just volt switched on him with Magearna. Shit was ass. I could still probably find that replay. You could probably find that replay on Showdown if you look up the usernames Quiescent and Krang. You should try Platinum Kaizo. My friends are playing that in call right now. Anyways, fuck this Pokemon. This guy's a goat. This guy's... Alright, bro. I don't even know why this is here. I don't know why I put this here either. This was technically a voted on ban, right? But is a controversial pick. Some folks want this thing in OU. Some folks... Yo, what happened in NatDex? Was this guy cooked? What happened in NatDex, G's? Who knows? NatDex is dead? Nah, I can't be dead. I saw the monthly games. They still be getting motion. Too much stats? Shit was boring. That shit does have too much stats. Crown Za is interesting. Should we put this shit on 50-50? We can put that shit on 50-50. You do gain some annoying weaknesses, and you can't use the resto chest, which is annoying. It's definitely a weird mon. Alright. Nah, this was like a stupid ass mon. Nothing about this guy was fun. Chi-Yu. It was rage bait. It would pull up with a scarf, pull up with a specs, game's done. You can't even do anything. Dark Pulse can flinch as well, so if you get flinched, it's over. I did the math on this. It has 192 base special attack, thanks to the ability. Also, 100 speed stat is nasty. Its SpDef is very good. I think the SpDef stat is what, 120? Or did I... What is Chi-Yu's SpDef stat? Let me look it up on my phone. Look this shit up on my phone. Yeah, 120 SpDef. What he doing with all that? This guy was actually so nasty. This guy smoked everybody. This guy was so funny. You never knew what to expect, and like it took people a minute to realize how demonic this was. And by a minute, I mean like 10 days. At least this was never allowed in tournament to bastardize the tournament integrity. That would have been really bad. This guy was good for calc memes. There's a website, right? Does it live Chi-Yu? You guys know that site, right? I think I played the game on stream a few times, but it's literally like they'll show you random calcs and then you have to answer, does Chi-Yu live or does Chi-Yu die? Shit was jokes. Okay, I got all the Deoxys forms up next. This is Deoxys normal. Alright, all these guys got banned immediately, but I gotta put them in there anyways. Attack, normal. Why don't I have speed on here? What the fuck? I forgot speed. Speed would have been on very broken on most days. Speed was never the most broken of his gen. Speed was a very broken on most days guy. Deoxys D. Deoxys D was like fucking whatever. It was like... I don't even know how to quantify this Pokemon for this list. Deoxys D was legal for a long time. It was legal for at least 9 months. At least 9 months of Gen 5. And in Generation 6, it was also allowed for quite a while. This guy's like a fraud, but he's also like broken. I don't know how to explain it. What was so broken about Espeon? It was Baton Pass. That's what the pick is supposed to represent. And Espeon was the most infamous mon on there because of Magic Bounce. Deoxys D fell the fuck off, but the guy was so busted because you got to remember back then, at least in Generation 5, there was no consistent hazard removal. You had to go with Rapid Spin. And so you could actually just go to a Ghost type and block. So in Gen 5, I understand why it was busted. Gen 6, it was also just, it was just like tough, man. To have to deal with double hazards going up, and then shit was unkillable too. It was always hazard lead. Anything non-hazard lead, that's not even real. But I don't know where I'll put this shit. I'll probably put this shit on very broken on most days. Like, Probably put this guy like here. Because that's how it felt. It was very broken on most days, but it's hard to quantify this because everybody else is like an attacking beast. This guy was a defensive troll. And nowadays, this thing cannot hang whatsoever. Why the hell would I use this over Ting Lu? Also, removal is so easy. I think this is fine where it is. Aegis-Slash. Bruh. Dude, this mon gave me a lot of PTSD. Just seeing this guy again right now gave me some rage. This guy was really awful to face in Gen 6. Very low skill needed to win with this. And it has all these quote-unquote 50-50 turns with King Shield that are super skewed toward the user. It had this Pokemon had fake 50-50s. Even after they nerfed King Shield to not make it -2 attack, it was still OP. I was an Aegis-Slash master at Worlds in 2016. Oh, you're shiced. I reached high ladder thanks to Aegis-Slash. He really was that guy. Dude. They nerfed its stats as well, right? In Generation 7, if I'm not wrong. Or did I make that up? It went down to 140, right? On the special attack and its Spit F. Yeah, bro. Nah. Dude, this guy's special. This bruh. This guy was something else. Maybe, to be honest though, I might put him like here, cause it did. Nah, I don't know. It's hard to say. This is a very uninteractive mon, which was the issue. Like nowadays, the shit would be balanced, obviously, but it was a really uninteractive mon. Aegis-Slash is Steph, and I'm Draymond. He straight carried me. I'm Draymond is crazy. Oh my god. I just saw in the chat someone saying, I remember that Subtoxic shit too. Oh, yo, Subtoxic? Dude, Subtoxic, King Shield, Shadow Ball. That shit soloed everything. Fuck Aegis-Slash. Fuck Aegis-Slash. I don't even want to rethink about this. Kang. Yo, Kang was getting straight buckets in Gen 6. Got banned very quickly. Super nasty. Oh, shoutouts to Kang, man. This shit was a god. I'll probably put Kang right here. Okay, I gotta zoom out a little bit. I would probably put Kang right there. Kang got nerfed, right? In Gen 7, and it still was too OP. How the hell can you power up punch and get +2 while also doing damage? And then you could just run Seismic Toss. But you know what? People were telling me to just run Rocky Helmet Pharaoh. No, dead ass. You literally had to run Rocky Helmet Pharaoh or it's over. Mega Kang was fun. VGC and Gen 6 was fun and broken at the same time somehow. That's always the metagame style that people look back on with the most fondness. Broken but fun. Yeah, 2 nerf rounds on this shit was crazy, but it was still the GOAT. Alright, Blaziken. Blaziken was banned for 3 generations straight. Generation 5 through 7. Before we finally were like, okay, let's allow this thing. And in Gen 8, if you're not careful, it'll run through your 6. Kill all 6 of them. Like, this guy was nasty. This guy was so nasty. Generation 6, he was only around for like a month. Before they were like, get the shit out of here. Generation 7, it didn't get tried at all. Let's not even talk about the Mega form, because that shit was never legal. OG was allowed in Gen 5 for maybe like a month. Like, this is before I even played Pokemon, so. This guy was fucked. This guy never even had a chance, bro. I'll put that guy like right here. Nah, he was crazy. He was special. This is who we're talking about when we say he was special. This guy right here. What a weird Pokemon. This thing was so overpowered with speed boost. Now Blaziken is homeless. Blaziken is definitely a little homeless, but I still think Blaziken's pretty good. Don't hate on Blaziken. It's still a pretty unassuming Pokemon in Gen 9. And I had a lot of success with that shit on Sun teams with Terra Blast Fairy. I really like this Mon in Gen 9. It's very underrated. You should definitely try this on Sun. You mean Blaziken? How could I forget Blaziken? You already know we're gonna have a Blaziken video. Like I had that Crawdon video called the government mandated Crawdon video. Stay on the lookout for the government mandated Blaziken video dropping next month. I think you all will enjoy that when I finish it. Blaziken is exactly where a good Pokemon should be power level wise. It's hilarious though, because look how insane Gen 9's power creep is. It's only because of that this Mon now just feels regular. Blaziken is that old friend from college you'll never see again, but wish him the best. Okay, next up we have literal Satan. Bruh. I'll tell you a formative experience I had. Me, 2012, 13 years old. Hop on a Wi-Fi battle. I didn't even know Pokemon Online simulators like that existed. Was it 2013? No, sorry, I said 20. No, was it 2011 when I was 12? It doesn't matter. I think it might have been. I think it might have been end of 2011. So I was like 12. Anyways, let me explain. I pull up on Wi-Fi. I got a regular team I made myself. It's Wi-Fi battling, right? I'm a kid. It's not like I knew too much about the specifics, but I knew how to battle. I was always shiced. Turn 1, I lead off with some bullshit. I don't even remember what my lead was. Knowing me, it was probably like a Whimsicott or something stupid. Opponent leads off with Empoleon. Sorry, no. Sand was up too. I don't know if it was a lead. Alright, the story's getting longer than it needs to be. Let me speed this bullshit up. Dude has Sand up. He has a Sand team, right? He's got Excadrill. He's got a Hippo with the Sand up. He goes Empoleon. He clicks Yawn. I decide to stay in the next turn as he hard switches into Drill. I attack. I do like half. My Mon then goes to sleep. He has a free turn. He cooks Swords Dance, and he kills my next 6 Pokemon immediately with +2. He just kills all 6. 1 on all of them. And that was such a formative experience for me in competitive. I was like, yo, what the fuck? I didn't even know what happened. Like, he clicked Yawn. You can already see. The guy had no skill. Putting my bitch ass to sleep, and then fucking 6-0ing me with Excadrill with 600 speed. Shit was disgusting. Excadrill was the first Pokemon to radicalize me and realize why some shits need to go. Nasty work, bruh. Nasty work. Yeah. This guy was absolutely fried. Very fair ban. Then they unbanned it a very long time later, and I played with Excadrill in tournament back in 2016 to 2018 when I played Gen 5 in the tournament circuit, and they had Sand Rush legal for a bit. You couldn't run Sand Rush plus Sand, but you could run Sand Rush Exca out of Sand, and they tried that as a complex ban, and it ended up losing, or not losing, it ended up getting banned with Sand Rush again, and they had to remove Sand Rush as a whole as an ability, because what people would do, myself included, is we would run rain teams with Excadrill. That way, if we ran into Sand, it's over. The Sand automatically gets swept. We have a guy at +2 speed. They're cooked. So back then in the tour circuit, I was spamming the fuck out of Rain with Drill. And the other thing is, Drill's goated for Rain teams. Rapid spin support for your Tornadus and your Thundurus. Dragon resist too. It was too good. You can thank one man for inventing Excadrill Rain. The GOAT BKC. Shit was demonic. Alright, next up we have Chomp. I can't speak for Chomp in Gen 4, but everybody said Scarf Chomp in Gen 4 was like King Von. Gen 5, the guy got unbanned pretty quick. It was banned upon like the Gen starting, because everyone was PTSD from Gen 4, but who played in Gen 4? Where should we rank this guy? Surely there were truthers for this thing back then, right? No way this guy was like the Chen Pao of Gen 4. Where would we put this asshole? I wasn't here for Gen 4 though. I didn't play Mons back then. Oh, Sandvale and Permanent Sand was bad. Okay, so yeah. It was Scarf, and then that Sandvale shit was nasty, because, of course, Sand... But Scarf Chomp was the guy in Gen 4, bro. Even I knew about that shit. And I didn't even play this shit, but I knew he was himmy. Let's see. He was pretty nuts, I'm not gonna lie. You know what? We're gonna put him in most broken of his gen. For his crimes against Gen 4. But I can't say with full confidence because I wasn't there. The only reason I have Kyurem White here is because you guys might not know, but Kyurem White was also voted on when Kyurem Black returned. Kyurem Black returned in 2013. Or maybe, yeah. Right? 2013. Or end of 2012. But folks don't know that Kyurem White also got a chance. But obviously, bro's nasty. Bro's too nat. Bro was. Why the fuck is he walking around with Fusion Flare? What are we doing? What are we doing? This is some Deoxys attack, but ice type shit. Get the shit out of here. Mega Lucario. Bruh. This thing is never going to be balanced in a 6v6 format. Ever. We could be in Generation 12 with Megas. This guy's gone. This guy's like a physical Magearna. I'll put his ass right here. Nah, low-key, put his ass right here. This guy is just... Get the shit out of here. This guy. Yo. Yo. What are we... Like, this guy ran Ubers. Trapping is not real. Was Mega Luke good in Ubers? Mega Luke got occasional usage in Ubers because the speed stat's good, but Mega Blaziken was better than Mega Luke in Ubers. At least in my opinion. I used to play a lot of Gen 7 Ubers because I had to for tournament circuit, and I used to run Mega Blaziken more than I ran Lucario, but can't go wrong with Lucario. But I like Mega Blaziken more if I'm going to go with the fighting type. Didn't Mega Gengar get banned from Ubers? Wait, hold on. Is that shit banned from Gen 6 Ubers? No way. Only Ray got banned from Ubers, I thought. Gen 7 Ubers was the last fun Ubers. It was definitely the most high octane Ubers. It got banned from Natdex. Okay. Maw. You know, Mawile survived for a really long time in Generation 6. Longer than it should have. And some of you might not know, but Sucker Punch used to be 80 base power in Gen 6. And that was a pretty nasty thing to deal with. Because we have 70 base power Sucker Punch now. Which is still feels so annoying when it's coming off King Gambit's attack or whatever. But it used to be 80 base power. This thing was... When it got banned, it was like everybody wanted this gone when it got banned. Nobody wanted this shit around anymore. We were all sick and tired of this shit in Generation 6. It lasted a good, maybe 9 months, 10 months, but it was that summer of 2014 where everyone's like, yo, just ban this shit. Like, people were preoccupied by other Pokemon taking precedence of being worried about, but this thing, nah, G. Swords Dance, knockoff, play rough, Sucker Punch. Bro, we forgot about the Swagger ban. Yo. There was a guy on the Pokemon Online ladder. His name was like Swag Lord or some shit, and he only ran Swagger, like Thundurus plus Klefki, sub Swagger. Yo. I definitely said a lot of colorful messages to that guy when I would battle him and get hexed out. Shit that would get me banned for 1-2 weeks at a time. But I was 13. Fuck Swagger. Okay. I'll put this at very broken on most days. There's probably some truthers out there that want this back. Mega Sableye. When's the next Champions stream? I'll probably stream Champions tomorrow. I've been enjoying VGC. I played Champions rank today with Justin Tang, and we went 4-1. And I was making Lord plays. You'll see. When he uploads that video, either tonight or tomorrow, Yo, peep the plays I was calling. I was going dumb. So, I'll probably start playing VGC on stream, like, tomorrow again. I have a Champs VGC video dropping today. You guys will enjoy it. How am I feeling about Champs OU? I haven't played Champs OU in like 2 weeks. I haven't played Champs OU since I uploaded it. I'm gonna be honest, playing 6v6 with level 50 is pretty whack to me. And also, item clause in 6v6 is really suffocating. So if Champs can fix those two things, then I'll play it, as in Champs OU, but I'm not really interested. I wish NatDex had the new megas. That would be really fun. Alright, Mega Sableye. So Mega Sableye was a controversial ban. I was actually one of the most vocal anti-ban Sableye soldiers. I used to really always, like, I was on the OU council back then too, and I remember everybody wanted Sableye banned, and I was like crashing out. I was like, no, if we ban this, it means we only ban things because they're not fun. And this guy really changed, I guess, like the mentality behind bans, if I'm being honest. Because for a long time, it was like, you just ban what's clearly uncompetitive. But when they banned this, the way I registered it is, they banned this because it's not fun to play against. And it's been 10 years now since this got banned at the end of Generation 6. So, my opinion has changed over time. And I was like, because when it got banned, I was like, you guys are just mad. You guys think this is annoying, and then that's why you banned it. Like, it was a vibes ban, and I hated that. I thought that, you know, we need a tier completely based on what's objectively broken. It's 10 years later, and my mentality is a lot more like, the game should be fun while also being competitive. And I'm not going to sit here and tell you that this was a fun Pokemon to play around. It was fun for the user. I mean, fuck, I had a tournament where I ran Sableye offense every game. Farmed everybody. So easy. The thing is not fun to play against. It actually made a very miserable gaming experience, which matters, right? Of course you want a competitive game, but it should be enjoyable. It's a game. It has to be fun too. That's a fact. So, yeah, I mean, the shit's completely washed after that. Gen 7, it only gets used on occasional stall. Gen 6, it was actually broken. Shout out to WCD. Would you ever consider lobbying to go to a VGC event? Would be a great arc. I don't know. I'm not really into IRL mons. Like, I like seeing the friends I've met online in, like, a small setting, but I'm not really into, like, the greater events with, like, mad heads. I don't know. I'd have to think about it. I think going to Worlds would be fun, though. Yeah, going to Worlds would be cool, but we'll see. All right, Sableye. It's not that broken, and it was definitely banned by noobs, but I'm not sitting here fighting for this thing to be unbanned. Mence. Mence was crazy. I believe Mence was legal for about a month of Generation 6. Shit's so fucking OP. Dude, you guys have seen this guy's stats before, right? I'm gonna show y'all. I'm gonna show y'all what this guy was running around with. I probably don't have any Gen 6 Ubers teams to show. Yeah, whatever. Like, come on, be honest. What is this? Too much green. He got too much money. He got too much motion. Like, what is this shit? This guy's the best user of 700 BST maybe ever. Like, this shit is so 120 Spatak, so in VGC he can hyper voice. This guy's disgusting. He was way too rich. Yeah, and then 130 defense meant you set up on every physical attacker. Like I remember Stone Edge from, like, Groudon and Ubers doing 45%. We clicking DD and then we roosting that shit off. We got, you know, hold on. And Roost used to have mad PP, right? Roost used to have 16. Oh god, dude, this guy was just doing the same shit. Return, Roost, Dragon Dance. You didn't even need Earthquake. You could muscle through steel types even with just a stab move. You didn't need Earthquake, but it was more often not Earthquake. But we used to see random shit. We used to see Facade. That way you could set up on, you know, Lava Plume from fucking Groudon or whatever the fuck. Oh, Refresh. Refresh was one of them, yes. I liked Double Edge a lot on like very offensive teams. I remember I had a tournament game where I had a Rock Polish HP Ice Groudon specifically to bait in Salamence, because it would otherwise intimidate you and, you know, stop you from killing it with Stone Edge. Anyways, yeah, this guy, could talk about this guy for hours. He was special. Too special. Too shiced. And this guy's like Flutterman level. This guy's like here. This guy's just fuck out of here, bro. The fact that this guy is a mixed attacker in VGC is also get the shit out of here. What are you doing? Who are you as a Pokemon to run Hyper Voice plus Return? Like, yo, we have to do better. We have to be better, bruh. All right, Mega Metagross. This guy was always a borderline guy in Generation 6 to me. I used to always think he was mad cheap. Not anymore. It's definitely more easy to handle as time went on. But there was when Generation 6 was one of the main generations in the tournament circuit, I brought this guy to 10 games straight. Please pull up his stats too. Sure. Another guy with too much green. Like, yo, what, and what's up with this? What is this? How you casually pulling up to the scene with 337 on you? What? You wanna know how crazy this guy was? This guy was so crazy that Scarf, Garchomp, Earthquake. This is an interaction that used to happen. Scarf Garchomp would outspeed and go for Earthquake, but because this guy has 150 defense, it would never do enough to where you could Ice Punch Garchomp, take the 12.5 from Rough Skin, and you would still never die. Which means Earthquake from Scarf Chomp would never do more than like 86, 85%. This guy could literally trade into Scarf Chomp with Rough Skin and still live to tell the tale. Shit was just, get the fuck out of here. Like, yo. This guy felt like he had 700 EVs. Like, playing against this, he never felt like he was rocking 508 EVs. He felt like he had less. Dude, fuck out of here. It was banned in Generation 7. Maybe like 6 months. We got to see it play. I remember my boy ABR won that OST, the official Smogon tournament. He brought this shit like every week to every round. How could you not? He ran so many versions too. There was Rock Polish 3 attack Adamant. He had a substitute one. Everybody was running Will-O-Wisp, Fizz Death, Mew to beat Metagross. And I remember he ran up in the quarterfinals with substitute Metagross. Subbed up on the Mew, game over. Mash. One of the biggest reasons this thing was banned, though, is because every single attack this Pokemon has a broken secondary effect. Mash, 20% chance to raise, right? Thunder Punch, 10% chance to para. Ice Punch, 10% chance to freeze. Zen, 20% chance to flinch. Bro, he's faster than everybody, and his moves have these cheap-ass secondary effects. Let's not even forget, he could pull up and trap you. Yo, this guy was so special. This was my bread and butter in Gen 6. He's obviously not banned in Gen 6, but I would pull up every game with this. And I would just trap whoever and it's over. God damn. God damn. Do I have the replay? I could probably find it for you. Let's see if I can find it for you. Let's see if I can find it for you. Oh, I don't have it. I might have, yeah, I don't have it on me. Anyways. Shots to Metagross. Yeah, shit has Hammer Arm too. This guy was one of them ones. I miss this guy in Gen 7. He's broken as fuck, but I miss him. We'll put him like here. I'll put him like here. Thund. So Thund got banned in Gen 5 and then went on to be one of the greatest in Generation 6. Still one of the greatest in Generation 6. Which is nice. But then after Generation 6, Thund became homeless as shit. Super homeless. Giving Mega Metagross Heavy Slam is like giving Mega Pinsir Extreme Speed. Heavy Slam is so funny. Heavy Slam Psy-Fang knockoff. They don't give a fuck. Shift Gear Metagross? Don't do that. He needs a new ability called Supercomputer. Give that boy plus fucking 3 attack on entry. Prankster Nerf sent him to an early grave. Prankster Nerf was tough, but overall, like he was on demon time all the time, but he wasn't. As time went on, he wasn't strong enough. And then hidden power doesn't exist anymore, so you know he became a broke as fuck in Gen 8. Also, yeah, when Gen 7 brought around Tapu Koko, it was over. This guy was one of the first good electric types. Up until this guy pulled up, the stronger electric type was like Jolteon, bro. Like, we were using straight shitters. But then Koko came out, and it was like the guy she tells you not to worry about. That's literally who Koko was. Zapdos, bro, Zap was not shiced, except in Gen 4. Zap wasn't seen in Gen 5 for a very long time. Still doesn't get seen in Gen 5. But that's facts. Zap was putting that shit on in Gens 1 through 4. Very true. Zapdos was that guy in Gen 1 through 4. Zap was UU in Gen 5? Yeah, exactly. That guy was not putting up numbers like that in OU. Zap is good now in Gen 6. Took a while, though, for that guy to be good. Yeah, Zap is something else. Shouts to Zapdos. A great neutralizer of cheap strategies. Even if I hate on Zapdos for being an annoying Pokemon to face, because they all run T-Wave Roost, that guy did a lot of good service to keeping metagames healthy. He didn't get Hurricane back then or what? Bitch, he doesn't have Hurricane now either. Can you imagine if Thundurus and Landorus I got Hurricane? That's one thing they need to go back and change. Give my boy Hurricane. He sucks now. Give Landorus I Sheer Force Hurricane too. We going evil, bruh. Has Zapdos been bad in any generation? No. I mean, in Gen 5 OU, it's not that good. It's like regular. Zap is not that good in Gen 5. Zap started being good in Gen 6, and then in Gen 6 through Gen 9, he's crazy. Oh, you meant Zapdos doesn't get Hurricane? That's my fault then. Yeah, it didn't get Hurricane until Generation 8. But yeah, calling Zapdos good in Gen 5 OU is some LARP. Sorry to say, guys. I actually played that shit in tournament. That guy was not him at all. Rotom Wash clears the fuck out of him in Gen 5. Now that's a godly defensive electric type in Gen 5. And then you could also run Thun T in Gen 5, so nobody's wasting their time with Zap. Anyways. This guy's like... I mean, dude, he was cancer in Gen 5. He got banned in 2011 and then not returned. So I put his ass here, honestly. He got banned extremely quickly. Why is it Torn I and not Torn T? That should be a Torn T. Wait, I downloaded a PNG for Torn T. What? Nah, bro, I literally have it here too. What? Bruh. Nah, let me add that shit. Let me add that shit. Hold on. Where the hell is my Torn T? What? Did I really forget to add Torn T here? You know what? Whatever. Just assume Torn I is Torn T. Just assume Torn I is Torn T. Sorry, I picked the wrong one. I swear I picked Torn T though. Am I bugging? Yeah. Huh. Alright, maybe I'm crazy. Hold on. No, I can still fix this. Hold up. We need to have integrity, right? We can do this. Okay, I added Torn. Okay. Oh yeah, Torn T was disgusting. Disgusting. This guy, especially because you got to remember weather was permanent. Oh, this guy was atrocious, bro. This guy was balanced after weather got nerfed, so he was definitely carried by rain. Is there anything you think should have been banned but wasn't? Yeah, I don't like Melmetal in Gen 8 to this day. It got tested and it wasn't banned, so... I mean, I totally respect that. Players voted for it to be legal, so it should be legal, but... I always hated that shit. I always thought that shit was cheap as fuck. And lame as fuck. And low risk, low skill needed. I wanted Latios banned in Gen 5 for a really long time. Back when I used to play in tournament for Gen 5. I used to think that shit was so fucking lame. Basically, run Tyranitar or lose. Is how it felt. Just, that shit only needed to run Specs or Scarf Draco, and you just have to, like, take the L. As time went on, I obviously don't think it should be banned, but when I played in tournament, I used to really hate that shit. So there's that. What else did I ever want banned that never got banned? Usually I'm on the side of unbanning shit, but yeah, I would say those two are up there for me, where I was like, these are boring mons. Like, I don't like what they give to a metagame. Gen 6, I also wanted Metagross banned for a really long time. We're at a point now where that shit is obviously healthy and not broken. But, I mean, when Gen 6 was prime, like current gen, I brought that shit 10 games in a row and I lost one game. I'm being serious. I brought that shit literally 10 tournament games in a row. I used to bring Magnezone plus Metagross every game. Every tournament game. Easy buckets. Once you trap their Ferrothorn or you trap their Skarm, it's fucking over. Just kill everybody with Metagross. This just confirming to me that people who vote on bans mostly know what they're talking about, and it's crazy how some will whine about any ban. Yo, it's if you ever see, like, when Smogon Twitter account tweets out about a suspect test or a ban, it's always the most, like, low IQ mouth droolers that instantly comment, and this is why I don't play Smogon rules. They just ban everything. Like, bro, you have the IQ of my toaster. Why are you so angry at the... But, like, this has been a common trope of, like, the stupid Pokemon fan for, like, the longest time. Just dumb and angry. That's like the regular Pokemon fan. Dumb and angry. Like, that's the best way to put it. No, that shit really doesn't. That shit really fucking grinds my gears, bruh. Yeah, they're all LARPers. They don't play competitive mons. They don't interact with it at all. It's not even worth giving them attention. All right, Wob. Wob is on this list because I found out that Wobbuffet actually was a ban. I think... Oh, I forgot Manaphy on this, which was banned from Gen 5. Whatever. Manaphy would have been in most broken of its gen. Disgusting mon. Wobbuffet was banned in ADV, but it wasn't a testing ban. I think that shit was always gone. So I think this guy shouldn't be even allowed in this, technically. But yes, let that be something to know. Suspect test Rex, anybody is able to get it. So if you feel the type of way about Volcarona, as I always tell you guys, you should try to participate in the suspect test. The test ends on May 15th. So you have 10 days to go ahead and get Rex. Go ahead and do it. Give it a try. It's not that hard to get 1750 on the ladder. It's really not that hard. So, I'm going for Volcarona Rex. I'm unbanning that shit. I don't give a fuck. I want that shit back. But yeah, I always recommend that you guys give it a try. It's not that hard. Even the GXE got decreased. You only need 80 GXE now. Anyways, this guy's stupid. All Shadow Tag guys should die. All Shadow Tag guys should die. I hate this crap. Where did I put this crap? Whatever. Fuck trapping. This shit's ass, though. I even brought this in Ubers back in Gen 7. Because he was that good. Where, how do I fucking quantify this guy? I don't give a fuck. Trapping is goated. I'm putting him here. I'm definitely working my ass off this suspect test. Volk is hyper manageable. Nah, shouts to Camden in the chat. That's what I like to read, man. That's what I'm saying. Put in the work. It's not as hard. You might learn something as well. Even past Vault, you might learn something about the game as a whole, putting in that grind. Laddering with a purpose is pretty fun. Can someone slide me a team to get Rex? I'll post some shit in my Discord server later. Alright, Zygarde C. Alright, there's nothing to talk about. This guy's like, what is this shit? Fuck out of here. Shaman Sky? Shaman Sky is the only Pokemon to be 50-0 banned. Do you know how insane it is to be a unanimous ban? 52-0, I believe. Like, yo, what is this? I gotta put this guy at the top. I grinded it out with the old greats like Earthworm, Goofball, Ladybug. That's Shiest. I never played none of those guys, but Ladybug was my teammate in SPL, the series Shiest. I can only imagine what the ladder used to be like back then. That's clutch. I remember though, back in the day, all tournament players used to hop on the ladder. Which band was 50-2? Deoxys A. Deoxys A had two crazy people who decided that, you know what? That shit should be legal. Cloyster. Yeah. Definitely banned by noobs. Sorry to say. Gems, unban that shit. Doug Trio. God, what a fucking weirdo mon. I'll probably put that guy like right here. God, I hate Doug Trio so fucking much. And somehow we always have to fucking learn this lesson the hard way. Hey, should we... This thing has perverted multiple generations before it got banned. There was an era in Gen 6 where it was fucking cheap. Generation 7. The stall era of Gen 7 was one of the worst periods in competitive Pokemon. The first year of Gen 7, people hated this shit because of this. Generation 8. This guy was legal for more than 6 months. Destroyed the tournament. Smogon Premier League completely perverted that tournament. Everybody ran this, every team. Dude, Corviknight plus Teleport Clef into this. Shit took negative skill, bruh. Dude, fuck this mon. I should actually fucking promote this shit. Like, I would literally shoot this mon if it was real. Like, yo, fuck Doug Trio, man. It shit is so fun, so not fun, so uninteractive, so fucking cringe. Nah, I hated this crap. Doug is still cheap in ADV2, it just has no stall lords like later gens to take full advantage. I agree with you. Trapping as a whole is just disgusting. Fuck trapping. Because trapping is another thing where you play against it, you're never going to go and be like, damn bro, that Doug Trio play was so shiced. Unless they double in their Doug Trio on you. Then it's like, okay, that was kind of shiced. But as a whole, there's nothing skillful about going into your Sash Doug Trio, living the hit, killing with reversal, and now your next 3 stall core just wins. Nah, fuck Arena Trap. I could rage about this for hours and hours and just keep getting myself madder and madder. Promoted. You're going up here, bro. You're going up here, I don't care. Gouge. Yeah, Gouge is very broken on most days. I probably put Gouge like right here. Blunder opened my eyes with his rant on Pursuit, changed my mind. Yo, I use Pursuit more than anybody. And when I tell you that Pursuit is just, should never come back, bruh. The only reason that Gouge is this rank is because Gouge got CTC banned. I ain't never seen CTC that crazy in my life. But yeah, Pursuit, fuck Pursuit. Another very low skill move. It's, because these things are called 50-50s, but they're skewed into the user's favor. That's the issue. Yeah, Pursuit, technically, oh, but what if they stay in on Pursuit? If they stay in on Pursuit, I still get damage. If the Latios stays in on my Tyranitar's Pursuit, I'm still doing 70% with Sand Chip as well. Like, it's a skewed 50-50. It's never an even 50-50. Nasty, nasty work. Just nerf Pursuit damage? Yeah, if Pursuit was nerfed to like 20, 30 base power, then maybe. Oh, Pursuit is so shiced. And so cheap. That shit's a 70-30. That's what I'm saying. That shit is not a real 50-50. Yeah, so if there was ever a time we could go back and ban a move, actually there was 2 times I ever wanted to ban a move. I wanted to ban Pursuit, and I wanted to ban Spikes in Generation 6. which probably sounds crazy to y'all. But I remember for a long time when I was playing in tournament circuit, I was like, yo, spikes are too OP. Because I was a big spike spammer myself. And we didn't have consistent removal. You could run defog on like Lotties. This was back then though. I mean, the game has changed over time to where I obviously do not have this opinion anymore. But I used to really hate spikes. I used to be like, I used to be like, dude, this is so fucking lame. Why are my Pokemon coming in at 75? And the mons that have spikes are not bad. Like Skarm, like Ferrothorn. Dude, I fucking hated spikes. I hated spikes. Very, very cheap. Dude, are you BKC? I share a lot of opinions with the GOAT, bro. We were playing the same tournament circuits. BKC's my OG, man. He taught me a lot. He's the GOAT. But yeah, spikes was really, really heinous. And, dude, I was running defensive Starmie with Thunderwave in Gen 6 as means of... like, bro, this shit is not consistent. That's another reason why Sableye got banned. Because once those hazards go up, it's over. Anyways, fuck that. Alright, Greninja. Oh my god. What a beautiful Pokemon. The GOAT of X and Y. Oras came out. They gave this shit gunk shot. Meant that Clefable could no longer beat it. Bro got banned immediately. He was special. Where's Deoxys Speed? I forgot Deoxys Speed, but I would have put Deoxys Speed like... I would have put Deoxys Speed where Cinderace is, honestly. Or where Gouge is, if it was there. Alright, Gren. This is one of those very broken on most days ass dudes. I'll put his ass right here. Like, bro's definitely broken, but... How did it get unbanned in the same gen it got Ash Greninja? Ash Greninja is a mon that you could have potentially banned. Ash Gren is something else. Ash Gren will have you feeling like Thanos if you've never used it. That mon will have you feeling like you're the best player of all time. Whole time, you just clicking Hydro. and Dark Pulse and Spot. Water Shuriken as a move? Who even thought of Water Shuriken? Who the fuck at Game Freak thought of the idea that, yeah, when we get the evolution off, we're going to guarantee 3 hits and each one is 20 base power? Who decided that? Is Water Shuriken hits 20 or 25? I forget. Also, yeah, Ash Gren was only OU because Mag was a check. Until you run into that Z-Dig. Loved that set. It's 20 base power? It's 15 pre-Mega. Or pre-Ash. It's 20 post-Ash, right? And hits 3 times? This guy's so nasty. Ash Gren is... yeah. And the fact that that shit is multi-hit. Ooh! Man, Water Shuriken, he was special. Is this guy the most OP base starter? Blaziken still beats him. Blaziken still beats him barely. I mean, that guy's stats are disgusting. If you guys weren't around back then, I'll show you how this guy used to get down. Because the way he used to get down was downright diabolical. So this is what people would run. Not Spike Cannon. Like, it was over, bro. It was over. Like, what is this? Come on now. Like what is this? What the fuck is this? Like, what is he do? Why is his attack so high? Nah, this guy is really water type Pheromosa, but it has a OP. You run this guy on Rain. This is why I was so Rain pilled in Gen 7. If you guys remember my Rain era where I just kept spamming that shit in tournament. Because, like, how could you not? It was so easy to get the evolution off too. If they have a Pex or whatever, you just spike like 1 time on the switch. Now that shit's no longer... Also, fast as fuck with Dark Pulse. We're getting that flinch, buddy. We're getting that flinch. What was my best team tour record? 9-2. SPL, the one I lost the finals. Yeah, 9-2. Or 9-3. 9-3. 9-3 or 9-2? No, I definitely lost 3 times. 9-3. But yeah. Alright, anyways. Let me keep on, Let me keep on moving on. Gren is so OP. Shit's OP as fuck. What a nasty mon. Ash Gren somehow survived for a long time. Never got... I mean, I'm sure there were folks out there that wanted it banned. I'm sure there were folks out there that wanted it banned. I always realized that it was balanced overall, but it just felt very cheap. That's a mon that I go really back and forth with. Like, it was balanced in Gen 7, but it's a really like rage-inducing mon. Because there's a lot of situations where you can't do anything. It's pretty broken on Rain. It's really hard to discuss mons in Gen 7 in general. You're right. It's very hard. Gen 7 was a very like beautiful generation in the sense that it was broken and fun and balanced all at the same time. That's why that shit was the peak. But there was some good stuff that you could run. Like Tapu Lele with a Choice Scarf meant that they can't kill you with Water Shuriken. You got the side terrain up. You're handling that. Coco is faster than regular Gren pre-Ash form, but that speed stat is so jokes. 399, bruh. Yeah, Water Dark is a very good offensive combination. Agreed. Gen 7 Magearna took everything. That mon took all the smoke from everybody. That guy had to handle everybody. We're talking Kartana, Zam, Greninja. Bro did it all. Bro did it all. Alright, Kyurem in Gen 8. I didn't want this guy to be banned for a while, but it was obviously broken as fuck in Gen 8. This guy was a god in Gen 8, honestly. He's very broken on most days in Gen 8. I probably put this guy like right here. This guy was pretty fucked up. Is Gen 7 or Gen 9 the closest OU to the Ubers tier? It's a great question. That might be worth doing a video on at a later point. What do you guys think? I think 9 is like closer. 9's really fucked. Like Gen 7 obviously went crazy with mons like Cart and Megas as a whole, but I don't know, it's actually a pretty crazy question. That's a good question. Something I have to sit on and think for a minute. 7 really had guys on Demon Time. But 9 is like proto guys. Everybody has a broken ability. Like how the fuck do you quantify Garg and Ting Lu and all these shits? Like Ting Lu is an Uber's Pokemon to me. I think 9. 9 is crazy. We have cover legendaries coming back and shit like that. 9, fuck 9. 9 is actually crazy. Alright, Machamp. I only put Machamp in here because you guys asked me. I don't play Gen 4, nor do I give a fuck about Gen 4. So I'm putting that guy in. I'm putting that guy here. You know what? I don't give a fuck about Machamp. Throw that guy here. Nah, gonna Dell. How long did this guy land? How long did this guy last? Does anyone know? Somebody find out. Let me Google this. But Google's AI is gonna give me a terrible, terrible, terrible response. Let's see. If the best Gen 7 OU team fought the best Gen 9 team, who would win? Gen 7 has Megas and Z moves in Pursuit. Gen 9 has Crazy Power Creep and Terra. I don't know, it just depends. That's a crazy question, honestly. I have a video that I'm gonna do with Lax in 3D soon where we do the god battle shit and compare Gen 6 with some of the newer gens to see. Let's see. Anyways, this show's obviously broken as fuck. Maybe just put this shit like arbitrarily like here. This is Terrablast. Yeah, Terrablast was banned by noobs. Okay, let's keep going. Oh wait, that is everything. Okay. Yeah, I guess that's everything, because the other three are irrelevant. Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon released November 18th, and Naga got banned the 26th. Naga got banned in 8 months? I mean, 8 days? Wow. Wow. Wow, I'm actually very shocked. Huh. I think Marshall's still the funniest one. Marsh is... Get that boy gone, bruh. Get that boy gone. Who does he think he is? Anyways, thank you all for watching. We'll see you all soon. We'll do another ranking vid at some point. Thank you all for the help. I know I forgot a couple of things, but I gotta go. It's been almost 3 hours. Leave a like. We need to hit the 777 likes on this shit. Shots to all the fallen soldiers. We'll be back with more later.